The new tradition continues this year of releasing balloons after the first Fighting Reds touchdown. It was a huge success last year, and we'd like to thank the sponsors that helped with generous donations, quicker generous donations to the balloons. Xfinity, Producers, Livestock Market, Jay's Automotive, Bank of Colorado, Justine's Pizza, Eaton Ice Cream, Bill's Volume Sales West.
Welcome to Eaton for tonight's game between Valley Vikings and the Eaton Reds. Eaton Reds come into this game with a 5-0 mark, ranked number 1 in the state. Colorado Prep Sports ranked number 2 in the state. Colorado Preps and and Dayspring, I should say Kent Denver, holds the other 1 spot or 2 spot depending on which poll you look at. So Eaton and Kent Denver are number 1 and number 2. Big game here tonight, Pat. We've got a 5-0 team against the Valley team that, from what I've seen on tape, has a very different type of offense. And we both were discussing earlier, Eaton's got to get up because they've had homecoming this week, and the kids, it's kind of out of their norm. I know kids kind of coming home late at night, and I see the Eaton coaches, they look fired up, that's for sure tonight.
Yeah, let's make sure the fact that they have their kids fired up as well.
Last year we took Valley down there. They had more of a single wing offense, and we did a real good job with them at that point.
Yeah, and again, Tim, what I'm really concerned about out of everything, of course, is we don't get overconfident. We don't, kind of just think this is going to be an easy win, and next thing you know, we're down by 14 or 21 points.
Sure.
Because we've played pretty lackadaisical on this.
That's correct. Either way, it's a for those of you that are not in the area here tonight, it's what we say is a real brisk night at best. It's about 30 degrees. It's supposed to freeze for the first time in Colorado tonight. Wow. That's why I park inside.
I don't know. But, it's too cold to be out here.
That's for sure. That's they've had the Eaton team has come out through the fog machine, and boy, it's another night. We had I'd like to do it real quickly. Every night before a game, and it's kind of a tradition here in Eaton, but the parents, the senior moms, we go ahead and make we have dinner for the kids, and last night we had hamburgers, and Trent Horton of Diamond Feeders provide the hamburger patties, and I had a few, and they're pretty good at 20, and you'll find Diamond Feeders at 24597 County Road 60.5 in Greeley, 80631. Anyway, Pat, we've got a second here. Opposing coaches right here. Real quick, I'm going to tell you about a couple of the people that have helped us out with some of the donations this year. We've had Heritage Market and John Roan. We've done watermelon feeds with Meeker Produce, Doris and Russ Meeker. The A&W Family Restaurant with Joel and Mary Burkus, $5 gift certificate. Eaton where the Subway in Eaton have donated subs. Steve Bar and Grill have donated $5 gift certificates. McDonald's has donated $10 gift certificates. Todd and Sherry Garrettson of Garrettson's have $10 gift certificates. Eggfinity, $10 certificates. Roma's $10 certificates. Gojo's, Mike, a $20 certificate. And AC/DC Electric and Subway gave Subway certificates. So anyway, those are some of the people.
Those are pretty nice.
Well, what they do is they give certificates the night before the game when we do the meal, and then we have some games and that kind of thing that we give to the kids, and it's just kind of it is. Besides our regular sponsors, and you see one of them up there right now, which is Kennedy Dental. But it's, I think the story of the night certainly is the change in climate in northern Colorado. We have, needless to say, had a...
It's been cold. We've really nice weather, Tim, for quite a while. They were going to sweat. They get gotcha. But at the same time, all right, we're good to go. I left my notebook down there. I think I'm good. Okay, so I'll try to say it. we'll see as the team goes out what we're going to be doing. But either way, what we've got to be very, very conscious of not getting kind of ahead of ourselves. We got to play this game from the start of the game. We've got to make sure the fact that we're not making mistakes and we're not making stupid little errors and we're not making penalties that give value to the second and third and fourth and fifth.
You know what? I've found over the years, usually that win never stays where you want it.
Up in the football field. I don't know whose phone this is.
66.
Nope, we are receiving. So I don't know if we won the toss or not, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we do. I brought them both up because we had a long toss. Can we have Taylor run it down? Okay.
Eckler and Britton Abbott.
In the back, waiting the kickoff.
So
Tim, I'm wondering if they're going to. Both of those guys in the backfield are dangerous.
yeah, our return men are both big speed track guys, and ready to roll.
So.
What's your record?
2 and 3.
2 and 3. 2 and 3.
Okay, they picked off.
Here we go.
Bounce to Eckler, picks up and
Drops it on the 15. He's got 15. He's at the 20. He's at the 25. He's going. He's over the 50-yard line. He goes down on the 7-yard line, 47-yard line of nice return, though, Pat.
especially after that bobbled, catch. So, yep. So, all right, Tim. So again, here's the first possession. We've got to just make sure the fact that we play our game, steady it down the field. Let's take a lot of time off the clock, and let's make sure the fact that we get a score out of it.
So 1st and 10, Eaton takes over on, again, the 48-yard line after a nice return. Take over on Valley's 48-yard line. The ball is given to Eckler over the right side. He goes around right end. He goes around the corner, up over, and he's going to be real close to a first down, Pat.
We almost had an illegal block. But number 26 just about to get him and then passed off. That's Schreiber, I believe. And just about to get him and then it was not an illegal block in the back. So good hold up.
By Eckler?
No, I think it was Schreiber.
Oh, who held? Yeah. So it is a 1st and 10 for the Reds. The ball sits at the 41-yard line of the Valley Vikings. Motion to the right. Pitch to Eckler, left side. He is going to get trapped back there, and he's going to lose a yard, Pat. He just ran out of real estate out there. The corner came up, and then along with the outside linebacker, and there was just no room out there.
Yeah, and I'm sure that the Valley coaches all of the film. I think one thing we're knows that Eckler is one of our main weapons, so they're keying off on him. They just got attacked outside shoulder. Looks like we've got about 2nd and 11, ball on the 37. About 11 minutes left in the game.
Or the first quarter.
Sorry. I'm already getting ahead of myself.
Looks like Sig is running fullback. I know Jones is out, so he's running at fullback. They're going to roll to the right, and he's got a wide open receiver. Oh, Pat, we had a wide open receiver over there, which is Davis Anders was certainly wide open over there, and it just, boy, I tell you, I wish Britton Abbott would like to have that one back. Anyway, it's going to bring up a 3rd and 11 for the Reds. So you had both Eckler and Sig leading over there. Sig goes back to his tight end. They go with a single back, which is Eckler. There are twins on the right, a single flanker on the left with the tight end on the left side. Sig in motion to the right. Back to throw. He's got some time. He puts it up in the air, shooting for Eckler. Oh, he just put it over both times Britton Abbott's throwing the ball, he has overthrown his receiver by just steps. So it's going to bring up a 4th and 4. The ball sits at the 41-yard line. They're going to try to punt it, it looks like. So they're going to try.
It's at the 36-yard line. It does look like we're going to punt it.
They're in front formation. Valley's not buying it. They've got no one back. They're looking for a fake here. Pat, you have little faith. Good snap. Here goes Eckler. Puts it straight up, but I think it's going to go in the end zone. Let's see if we can hold it from going. No, good. Bounces back. And it's going to put it, Sig puts it down right there. Actually, Dalton Shoup did. And the ball is going to be on about the 10-yard line. So our punt did work to our advantage. We were trying to put him inside the 20, and we did. The ball will sit. So now this is a real different offense, kind of a different thing from a few years back. Let's see what happens here. We're coming out in our 53. You got Shoup and Sig on the ends, and they're doing a basic scrum where everyone is up on the ball, and I don't know. It's Pat. You've got 11 people around the ball, and it is like a scrum. It is something out of the 1940s. Rugby's a good word. It is just the ball is there, and really no one knows who's got it at any point.
But it looks like you had about a yard out of that play.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Anyway, here we go. Let's go to 2nd and 9. They've got one guy a little bit further out. On the ball, the carrier, he does have the corner, though, this time, and he is going to be taken out of bounds right there. The first down for Valley. Valley comes out this year with kind of a different look, Pat, where they had put the Valley on their helmets. This year they're coming out with a black and a white Minnesota Viking horn on their helmets. They are dressed in white and black this evening. Eaton is out in their traditional red and white.
That was a nice play by Valley. We got to make sure the fact that we're looking for that again.
Well,
it seems like that seems to be the motive, like you said, big scrum. We got to put more people up in that line.
And this time they're going to get taken down for about a 1-yard gain. So it's a 2nd and actually about a 2nd and 7, I guess. I think they got 3 on that, Pat.
Yeah, but again, we'll take 2nd and 7. No, we'll take 3rd and 4, and we'll take 4th and 1. But the thing is, we've got to make sure that we are. And, we're trusting our quarterback to handle one-on-one.
We've got Carter Williams is one of the linebackers. Garrett Colson is one of the outside linebackers with Eston Eaton. A lot of misdirection. They've got some room, and he is going to potentially go. Cole Eaton is running him down, and they are going to take him down inside the 20-yard line where there's a lot of misdirection, and the Eaton lineman basically, if you're trying to follow the ball, you're in trouble. You're going to have to follow the guards and the fullback. I think they're going to lead you to the play. Well, it's very different from anything you're going to see. They a direct snap to the back this time. He tries to go left side. He's got about a 4-yard gain, 4 or 5 yard gain, bringing up about a 2nd and about 5, 2nd and 6 for the Valley Vikings. Eaton's going to have to tighten their belts up a little bit here, boys. So you got the Eaton brothers are the corners. Reese Weigel is the safety. Corner, one of the outside linebackers, it's Eston McGraw. The other outside linebacker, Garrett Colson, and Carter Williams is playing the middle. Eaton is basically on a 53, and they've got 5 down linemen. Again, a direct snap again. This time, This time, here's nowhere going anywhere. Looks like Trey Stevens was in on that stop.
You know, tell you the truth, Jim, this offensive line looks like the biggest one we've come across so far.
Ishmael Ortega, along with Trey Stevens, make the tackle. They did not gain. What they're doing, they're snapping it directly in a shotgun stance to the back who takes off running, and they try to overrun a side with just more people than what you've got. And it's hard to watch them up. Back to throw this time, and it's going to be a touchdown for Valley. They had a wide receiver out that time. The flag on the play. Let's see what happens. I don't know. They're waving the flag off. They're waving the flag off. It looks like the flag was on Eaton. Yeah, I'll tell you this week, I have just not felt good about this week, Pat. The players were coming home late, and all this homecoming crap. Coaches hate it, and you're out of they just better buckle down and get their ass going. There's a snap. It was a low snap, but they did get it up, and they did get it through. The score is 7-0. Valley leads Eaton with 7 minutes and 16 seconds in the first quarter. Pat, I'd like to talk about one of our sponsors. That would be Kennedy Dental. Kennedy Dental is located over by Benjamin Eaton Intermediate School in that new business park over there. I know that I think you go to Kennedy Dental. I certainly go there. He's a good guy. The state-of-the-art equipment over there. The place is full. I mean, again, go in and get your cleaning done. But he's just a good guy. The thing I like about he doesn't hurt you when they're there. I mean, that's the reason I used to hate going to the dentist, and a lot of kids are afraid to go to the dentist because they get hurt. And going to Kennedy Dental, he's a good guy, and it's a good situation. Yeah. Well, that would be Lonnie Augustine. I would never admit to being from Kansas. Anyway, you're from Minnesota. You're a little bit tougher, Lonnie. Anyway, here's the kickoff, and it's going to be a line drive that Augustine. Here comes Eckler. He's past the 20. He's at about the 25, at the 30. He breaks through again, and he is over the 50-yard line. He's going to get taken down. Well, he broke free. He is down at about the 30-yard line. You know what's really weird, Pat? They send their coverage team down, but instead of having one safety, they keep three safeties back. So Austin gets through those first 8 guys. Then he's got 3 other guys to deal with, and their safeties. Austin broke a tackle, though, but he got run out of bounds, it looks like, at about the 42-yard line of Valley. So here comes the Eaton offense. Let's see if we can get something going here. Across the front line, our right tackle, Ty Whittick, junior, 235 pounds. They give it this time to Eckler, and they trip him up at the line of scrimmage. You had a linebacker come through. The right guard, Philip Ringner. The center, Trey Stevens. Left guard, Jordan Layton. And the left tackle is Dalton Shoup. Is a senior. We've got 3 seniors on that offensive line, which would be Shoup, Landon, and Trey Stevens. Trent Sig is the tight end. Carter Williams is the fullback. Abbott is the quarterback. 2nd and 7. Back to throw. He throws it behind. God darn it, Pat. He threw it behind Nick Schreiber that time. And Britton just has not been on. We've had open receivers tonight twice. And that throw, I think with a nice throw, it would have been in there too. The coverage wasn't that tight. It was just behind him.
Yep, I agree, Tim. And you're right. And again, you sort of wonder, like you said, homecoming week, only get you out of your whole rhythm. I wonder if this has anything to do with, because before, Austin was fairly consistent, fairly on target. Today, he hasn't hit one yet.
Eaton comes out with a twins on this side. Sig lines up as a fullback. Eckler goes in motion to the left. Back to throw. Throws it deep, and it is incomplete. It's not even close, really.
So, again,
yeah, good coverage there by Valley.
and again, I'm sort of wondering what's going on. I mean, are we doing something different here because everybody's studying the films? We're a run-first team.
Well, we got 3 on first down, and then you threw it the next 2 times, and so here we go. It brings up both times now. We've had possessions. Eckler's returned the ball to Valley side of the field, and looks like Eaton is actually keeping their offense on the field here. So it's a 4th and 7, long 7. Let's see what goes on here. When you go into 4-down territory, I'd give it to Eckler every time because 4 downs for it. Eckler's averaging 11 yards a carry. You'd think he'd be able to pick that up. Let's see what happens here. Back to throw. Some pressure. He tries to go. He tries to run it. He's going to get taken down there. Britton Abbott basically tried to pick it up himself that time. And if we're going to run down territory, 11 and 4 run down territory, or going for 4 downs, Pat, I don't understand why we're throwing it on 2 of the 4. We pick up about 4 or 5 yards, but it will be a first down for the Vikings.
And again, Tim, like you said, we are a run team, and then use the pass, and use that run for a play action.
Right.
But, right now, we're out for our game.
But Valley comes back out in their tight scrum. They have 1 receiver. And the back comes this way again. And I think Eaton personally, once they see this a little bit, it's just such a new offense. Hopefully they're going to come into it. Valley picks up about a half a yard. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 9, 2nd and 10. And they come short side of the field. You notice that. Sig is used to playing the wide side of the field, but he is playing the short side now because they're just so they're bringing so many people on one side. So, again, they're going to go direct snap to the running back. And they give it off this side. And that was a good play a really nice play by Cole Edens, who come up from his cornerback position and was able to put the back down for about a 5-yard gain or 6-yard gain, and bringing up a 3rd and a long 3 or a short 4. This is a big play here because I would think that they would be in a situation where they're going to have to punt. Let's see what happens. Again, last time they threw the ball, their quarterback hit their wide receiver who went in for a touchdown. I think they got a first down. He was hit too. But again, you have so much misdirection there. He's faking it to a back crossing across. He keeps the ball, then he gives it to another back going the other way. And the defensive line has got to keep their eyes out of the backfield, and they've got to keep their reads. It is a first down for Valley. The ball will be placed at the 43-yard line of Valley, 1st and 10 for the Valley Vikings. You got to, it's just so misdirection. You're tackling the guy without the ball. Trey Stevens is one defensive tackle, and Luis Corneros is the other defensive. He's back to throw this time. He puts it up, and it's going to be, just off the wide receiver had a step on our corner over there, which had been Casey Edens, and the ball went off the wide receiver's hands, bringing up a 2nd and 10. Looks like they're not afraid to throw it every now and then, Pat.
Reacting a little bit quicker to.
Well, if they're only sending 1 receiver out, there's no reason not to have one, or at least your cornerback. You shouldn't be looking at anyone else but staying with that receiver because there's no one else out in patterns.
Yeah, so,
they've got a couple of kids here, 260, 245, fairly big on the offensive line. I don't think they're as big as Fort Lupton, though. So.
No, but I think, but they're. You're right. I think you're right.
Oh. They break through again. He's coming up the side, and he is going to go for a touchdown. I tell you, I was talking to some of the players before the game, Pat, earlier this afternoon. I said, you guys better buckle it up. They're going to come in here and try to beat you. And that's exactly what's taking place. So Valley is up on this game 13-0 with 4 minutes and 9 seconds in the second quarter. The ball is up. The ball is through. It is a 14-0 lead for Valley. Eaton's going to have to get it on and get it going here.
First play is a run, and then there's 2 plays.
But those kids were sitting around and taking this game lightly, and I knew it. Anyway, let's talk about another one of our sponsors real quick, Pat.
Hamilton, they're in that new business park over by Heritage Market.
Just south of Heritage Market there.
But, they do such a great job. I bring my pet in there. I know, other people bring their pet. My pet doesn't go in there and he's like you said, afraid he's going to die. These guys do a great job.
Well, it's a comfortable feeling to go in there.
And not to mention the fact that they're very fair. They treat the animals, and you can see the fact that they absolutely love the animals, which is really important.
Yeah. So they also deal with pocket pets and exotic pets. Another short kick. Looks this one's to Britton Abbott. He caught it. He's at the 25. He's at the 30. Let's see if he can pick it up. 35. He's at the 40. Again, Eaton will start at good field position, Pat. The ball's going to be at about the 42-yard line where he was driven out of bounds.
With this type of field position, on any of the other games, we were marching right down the field and scoring touchdowns. We've got to get back to.
Yeah, I tell you, someone better kick him in the keister here and get him going.
Yeah. Let's see if Grable and Mont have a different approach to this series of downs.
They're coming out with 2 tight ends this time. A flanker and a wide receiver on the left side. Ball is given to Eckler over the right side. He is going to get about 3 yards. And believe me, Valley's going to, if they can hold Eckler to 3 yards, it's going to be considered a success for them.
You're right, Tim. I don't know what, 9, 10 yards a carry?
About 10.5 yards a carry. Yeah, on the kickoff return.
He's at 3 yards a carry.
Eaton comes up here with about a 2nd and 6. Let's see, Pat, if they decide to keep the ball on the ground again. Ball's tossed to Eckler on the left side.
Hey, that's a push in the back.
He is going to get a first down. First down for Reds.
Yeah, and again, that's what not this first play.
Well, they tried that same play earlier in the game, and they had their linebacker and corner out there, and there was no place for Austin to run. So,
I don't know. My trust is in Austin.
yeah. Well, and I don't care what classification you're in college football. I mean, in high school football in the state of Colorado, Eckler is one of the best backs in the states. I don't care if it's 5-4, 3, or 2A football. He's back to pass. He puts it up to Trent Sig. He's got it. Trent Sig is going to get taken down inside the 10-yard line. Finally, Britton Abbott hit Trent Sig on a long pass, tight end pass down the middle. He picked up about, 50 yards.
Trent caught it, turned around, and just took off.
He went straight for the goal line. The ball will sit at the 6-yard line of the Reds, or of Valley, I should say. So there's a 1st and 6 to go. We've got a single receiver out, double tight ends in. Ball is given to Eckler on the right side, and Eckler is he's in for a touchdown. Touchdown for the Reds. Here go the Balloons. So the game is now a 14-6 with Valley Vikings having gotten touchdowns in their first 2 possessions. Sean Early with his fluorescent green shoes is on, and let's hope that he can put this in.
I don't know. He looked like he touched him and just let him go. Looked like he bit on the play.
Ball's down. The kick is up. Kick is good. 14-7. Pat, I'm going to tell you real quick about one of our sponsors. That would be Coldwell Banker with Maureen Garrettson. Maureen, Pat, as you know, I was in a situation a couple years ago where I had to sell a house, and I was going to buy a house, and I had a real estate agent before that. I'm not mentioning any other real estate company, but I couldn't get rid of the house. And I was getting really afraid because I was in this situation where I was going to be owning 2 houses. So Maureen said that she'd be able to do it, so I put my trust in her, and she did what she said she was going to do.
Maureen's really good at staging houses, at prepping houses, and marketing it properly.
Well, she knows the business. She's been in mortgage banking. She's been in real estate for a long time. She's spent years and years and years in Eaton. I tell you, if your house is really important and you have to sell it and you want a good price for it, I would go to Maureen Garrettson. She obviously is my first choice. I was telling you earlier, Pat, I have a house out in Hoxton close to us where it went up for sale. She had 3 offers the first day.
Wow.
And that's what people are looking. I mean, anyway, so here we go. 14-7. Early Shoes puts one way, way back. It's in the goal line, and he brings it out. He had 1 foot in, and he is going to get taken down. Valley's going to start on this time, Pat, on their 20-yard line. One other time they started on their 10, and the other time they started about the 42. Let's see so both times they've had possessions, they've scored. Let's see what Eaton can do here. If I was those corners better play loose, because if that at least on that one receiver. But I'll tell you, they're going to have to keep their eyes, keep their positions, and not try to follow a fake ball. They're going back to more of a traditional defense this time with their defensive ends up. Here's the ball this time. Nice play that time. And we went back to our traditional defense. We'd had our defensive ends down before, Pat. That time, both Shoup and Sig were up. And I think they're going to go back and play their game versus trying to play Valley's game. So it is going to bring up a 2nd and about 10 for the Valley Vikings. The ball will sit at the 20-yard line of Valley.
That was a nice stop by our defensive line. And then the linebackers coming in and crashing into that line and filling the gaps.
Here they come this time. That time, what we did, Pat, rather than wait for them, we moved our linebackers and we moved into the play. The Eston McGraw came across. We had numbers. Instead of they having numbers, we had numbers that time. And so it's going to bring up a 3rd. They lost 2 yards in that play. A big 3rd and 12 for the Valley Vikings. Let's see if Eaton can hold them. Otherwise, it looks like Eaton could get good field position. There's one. Yeah, they've got 2 tight ends. The ball he's back to pass. It's a screen pass out here. Trent Sieg put the quarterback down, but he is going to get taken down. There's a flag on the play. I can't believe it. They're calling Trent Sieg for pass interference, or he putting the quarterback down. It wasn't even a close play. He hit the quarterback when he still had the ball, and he got it out of his hands on a screen. That's not a good flag. I don't know what to say about that. Pat, maybe it's your turn to talk because I'm pretty frustrated right now.
Yeah, we held them there, and now we know that we can hold it.
They threw it. They threw a screen out on this side. Quarterback went back. Trent was the only person back there. They're giving a 15-yard penalty to us. I'll tell you, the Eaton fans don't like it a bit. It was a gift for Valley, I can tell you that. It's a gift. Well, I think the quarterback, if anything, looked like he took a flop. All right, here we go. First fresh set of downs for the Vikes. Here they come, right side this time, and they're going around. He's got some running room again, going down, and he's going to get driven out of bounds on the 20 after a freak flag. Valley has a long run. The ball will be put down. Again, what they try to do is they outnumber people, and when they come off the ball, they've got so many people like a scrum And again, we did not read well that time, and their back was free.
You know, they ran right, and we tended to load up the other side.
We loaded up on the strong side of the field, and they run weak side. So here we go. Ball's given up the middle of the field, and he is going to get. I don't know if it's going to give me back call because they just had a huge play go against Eaton. That should not have taken place. Let's see what happens here. Holding against Valley.
Well, you know, let's march him back. 1st and 20, much better than 2nd and 7.
But, you know, I'll go back to that play. Trent didn't pile into the guy. He pushed him, and the guy did a flop going backwards. And if they're going to call flops, you might as well just put dresses on these people. God, it just makes me sick. Anyway, I mean, I understand hits to the head and all that stuff, but that was about the furthest thing in the world from a hit to the head. Clock.
Just about 30 seconds left in the first quarter.
Probably one or two more plays left in the first quarter. Motion to the right. The ball, the back gets it, and Trey Stevens was in there, and he took the running back after he had faked it back and dropped him there. They gained about 3 yards, bringing up a second and about 15 for the Valley Vikings.
Right now, too, we've got to hold them because they're outside of their field goal kicker's range. So if we can hold them here, and you know they're going to go for 4-down territory. I'd go for 4-down territory. We can hold them here. Then we
Yeah.
get the ball back. We can just get them. It looks like it's going to be the end of the first quarter.
The score is 14-7. The Valley Vikings are leading the Eaton Reds. Pat, I'm going to tell you real quick about a longtime sponsor of Eaton Athletics, not only Eaton football, but that is Garrettson's, where Todd and Sherry Garrettson, they own their sporting goods store on West 10th Street in Greeley, just west of 35th. And this is the kind of store it's like I don't want to say it's like a big retail, but they have everything big retails have, you know. But if you go in there, if you're looking for personal service, that's where the Garrettsons really shine.
And all the people that work there have been there forever. And they know their product. They know the service. You've got any kind of a question, and you can go to a bunch of people, and they all know the same answer.
It's not like you're getting in there, and I hate to say it, some kid that's in there just waiting for his time to expire. Yeah, and get the heck out of there. Go in there and talk to them. I was just in there this week, and the people are friendly. The same person I've been working with for 20 years was in there. It was it's a nice atmosphere. And, you know, they've got the biggest selection of hockey and rollerball equipment in northern Colorado. Yeah, and they know people that know what they're talking about. That's the big thing. So here comes Valley out with a second and about 15. Back to throw. They throw it on the right side, and the ball is hit up in the air. Casey Edens went back up there. The ball was high, and Casey went up and knocked it out of the receiver's hands. Nice play by Casey Eden. It's bringing up a 3rd and 16 for the Valley Vikings. They have not, even though they do this scrum, this out of the 40s, they still are able to throw the ball, Pat. They do put a receiver out in passing situations. They have a wide receiver on one side, and they do have a tall wide receiver on this side. This wide receiver on this side is a good-sized kid. Back to throw again, and they throw it to the receiver, and it went off his hands. Patty, he should have had that ball. So I'm assuming this is, like you'd said earlier, 4-down territory. So the ball, it's going to be about a 4th and 16 for Valley.
We've got some people down below on the track throwing stuff up. Maybe their hand warmers or something. It's so cold.
Yeah.
Maybe throw one up here.
It doesn't look edible, Pat. All right. An important 4th and 16. The ball will sit at the 26-yard line of Eaton. Let's see what happens here. Back to throw. Puts it up, and it is going to be picked by Case Eaton's. He's going up the sidelines at the 20. He's going to get driven out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. I take that back, the 35-yard line. Pat, that was very undershort. It was not thrown well. The play with the pass was very, very short. So here come the Reds. They've got a strong right in a traditional I formation. They give the ball to Eckler, going right on a counter, and he is going to pick up about 5 yards, though. Nice play on first down. We'll take 2nd and 5. Let's see if the Reds can push the ball down the field. Carter Williams played full. Yeah, Carter Williams is in that play. Now he comes out this time, and they go with 4 wide receivers instead of 3. So here go the Reds. They've got. I'm not sure who the fullback is now, but they've got twins on the right side. No, he's not even on the field. Back to throw. They give it off to Eckler in a screen. He's got some space out there. And he does not pick up anything, maybe a yard. No, he's not. He's not on the field.
So we've got a mystery 21.
Yeah, we do. Moving on. He gained maybe a yard, bringing up about a 3rd and 4 for the Reds. Let's see what happens here. Ball is given to Eckler on a counter again. He breaks through. He breaks through. And he is going to get a first down, Pat. They had him dead to rights for about a yard gain. And he just fought his way through. And he picks up a first down. The ball will be placed at the 47-yard line of Valley. That's a first down for the Reds.
I think I've got a new adjective.
Hang. Oh, there looks like are they going to call a penalty on something here? They're heading up and they're pointing at Eaton. I am not sure what's taking place here, but if it is, that's a. Eaton's walking back. There's going to be some disappointed people. It looks like one of the refs put it down, but they're discussing. I don't know what's going to happen here. Oh, it's a sideline warning against Eaton. It's just that they're telling the Reds to keep it back. I'm sure one of the coaches or whatever had crossed that 3-yard barrier. That is whatever. But Eaton does have a first down. Yeah. Well, it could, though, later in the game. So let's hope Eaton keeps it together here. The ball will be placed at the 47-yard line of the Valley Vikings. Here come the Reds. You go strong right again. Eaton comes out in their traditional I. Comes Sig in motion. They give it off. They've got a. Here goes, throw the ball. His tight end was right there.
I'm sort of wondering what the flag was over there, though.
It looks like a flag earlier in the play. Let's see what happens here. Say the crowd for homecoming doesn't feel like a homecoming. It feels like the crowd really got to get going. The Eaton is going to march back. Oh, darn it. They didn't call it the play before, but it looks like they're looking to call something. So here we go, marching back. I'm assuming.
I was sort of wondering if.
It's an offsides on Eaton. It's a 1st and 15. As opposed to 2nd and 10, 1st and 15 doesn't hurt you. I'm comfortable with that. Let's see what happens here. So the ball is going to be on the 48-yard line of Eaton this time. Back to throw, back to throw. Puts it up, puts it up, puts it up. Oh, my gosh. Intercepted. Intercepted. Kyle darn. And it was real short. You had Eckler was behind everybody, and he had been throwing it over. And this time, Britton Abbott just does not throw the ball well, Pat, on when he goes straight back. He's got to be a kid that's got to run throw on the run, but he cannot a traditional drop back pass. He throws off his back foot and he puts basically a rainbow on it. Oh, darn it. So here we go. The ball will be placed at the 33-yard line. Valley will start at that point. That's too bad. It looked like a very promising. And I don't understand, Pat, like you'd said earlier, why are we so set on throwing the ball? They come this side this time, and they've got him dead to rights there. Eston McGraw made a nice play there along with Dalton Shoup and put him down at that spot, bringing up a 2nd and 10. Pat, I wouldn't surprise. We're starting to really cut this off, but they've had some certainly long runs. But I wouldn't be surprised to see them throw to this number 1. He's a tall kid. He's about 6'1". He's got a height advantage over the corner. Let's see what happens next. Here they come out. Their offensive line. It's pretty big kids. This number 73 looks about 260. Oh, he's free again. First down. God darn it. Carter Williams makes the tackle. But again, a lot of misdirection. And the ball just goes back. It's a 1st and 10 for Valley. You know, and you hate to tell these kids not to go to bonfires, go do this. But when they start coming home late every night, they're just not focused. And I could see it. I'm saying the same thing over and over, but it is true. They got to light a fire here and get going.
And I'm pretty sure Greg Lamont will light a fire after.
If they're able. This time they're coming up the right side. That time I saw him hold Trent Sieg. He's walking over to the ref to tell him he's playing defensive end. He tries to come down on the tackle, and someone grabbed him and pulled him down. If they're going to call it, Pat, they better start calling it both ways because that was obvious hold.
Trent's got to go over and tell the thing, and hopefully the ref will keep his eyes open.
But he had him dead to right. The tight end tackled him, basically. He's coming. The ball's on the ground, and I think Eaton's got it. That's the game's 2nd turnover. Trent Sieg comes up with the ball. Here come the Reds. They've got twins on the right side, tight end on the left. I hope they just start to pound it and just – I know the Reds can pound on them. Let's see if they can do it. Ball's back to throw. It's going to be a touchdown for Eaton. It's going to be a touchdown for the Reds. A touchdown for the Reds. Eckler, Britton Abbott rolled to his right. He threw it to Nick Schreiber, who had done a curl in on the right sidelines, and he ran for about another 30 yards for a touchdown for the Reds, bringing this game 14-13. Let's hope that's the fire that Eaton was looking for, Pat.
Yeah, and let's hope, but again, like you said, Tim, he's not a drop-back quarterback. He's a running quarterback.
When he gets a chance to throw on the run, he throws off his front foot as opposed to his back foot, and it's more of a bullet rather than a rainbow. Ball snap is good. That it's up and it's through, making his score to 14-14 with 7 minutes and 29 seconds. Pat, I'm going to tell you real quick about Heritage Market. Heritage Market is a place they have their own meat market, their own bakery, their own pharmacy. It's a big community supermarket in a small town. And not only Heritage Market covers all of basically northern Colorado from from here to the Cheyenne border, Heritage Market, because I know now, I don't know for sure, but I think the market in Alt has closed, Johnson's Market. That was my understanding. But you think of Gailton, and I mean, here's a place where you don't have to drive all the way to Greeley to grab something or whatever. Do your shopping there. I know the prices are competitive. It's
really friendly.
It is.
They know you by name, and you walk in and they know you, and it's, hey, how can I help you? And they call you by name. But Tim, you're right. It's a big town market in a small town.
Here's the kickoff. It's kind of a little bit short. He caught it inside the 5. He's coming up. He's crossed the 20. He's going to get tackled at that point. Let's hope Eaton can go ahead and put the brakes on him again here.
And you know, Tim, first couple of series, they just marched right on down on us. We weren't used to it. I think we're starting to learn.
They've had a first down here, but last time they put the ball on the ground, they've had an interception earlier. So, again, it's all tied up in Eaton with 7 minutes and 21 seconds in the second quarter. Valley Vikings, they put their wide receiver on the right side. The other 10 people are in, and they go this time, and they're put up. Nice play by linebacker out there. Well, that was our nose guard, Ismael Ortega, along with Trent Sig, and they put – is that the cornerback? But someone is down, and I don't know if he got the wind knocked out of him, Pat, because he's bent over like I think he got the wind knocked out of him personally. I don't know, but now it looks like he's grabbing his leg too, so I'm not sure. Pat, while we have a chance, maybe let's talk about another one of our sponsors, and let's hope this young man is healthy.
Yeah, let's talk about Jared McGraw.
Yeah, I think we should.
Jared McGraw, and the guys at semi-service, they do a nice job, and they do a lot of your semi-service, your tractor needs, that sort of stuff.
Oh, no, your semi needs, clean your semis out.
And I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to have the semis cleaned or anywhere. But they do a great job. They clean it up. They also service. They do repairs,
right?
That sort of stuff. So and again, Jared McGraw doesn't do a whole lot of advertising. They've got a small little thing in the phone book, but again, they get a lot of service by word of mouth.
Well, he's full. Every one of our businesses are full. So again, and he is a big supporter of Eaton athletics. You see his son out here every year. You can count on Jared McGraw as providing support for Eaton athletics. So when you think about your semi-service needs and getting your semis cleaned out, go ahead and take them over to semi-service. You'll find Jared McGraw in the Greeley and Eaton phone book. So it looks like the Valley player went off on his own power, but I don't know, Pat. I think I think he hit his knee or his ankle. I'm not sure what took place there. Here we come out with a 2nd and 12. They lost 2 yards in that on first down. Here we go. Eaton comes out in their 53. Ball was handed off inside, and they gained about 3, but boy, we're going to give up 3 on 2nd and 12.
You betcha. All day long. So again, but this also puts them in that passing type of zone on 3rd and 10. And they've got a good quarterback.
You know what I'm seeing, Pat, is they take out an offensive tackle and they bring in a tight end because they're out trying to outnumber you and now basically bull you at the point of attack. But they can't do that when they get into a traditional setting. So they've got 2 tight ends in the game, 2 backs, and they're going to pass. They're going to the right, and they throw it up. Oh, and he overshoots his receiver.
But the problem, though, Tim, is he was wide open.
He was.
There was a neat red guy within 3 or 4 yards of him.
The red guy would be the Eaton player.
But that's my problem, though. We've got to make sure that we're in the 3rd and 10, which is a standard passing type zone, passing type play. We're doing a lot better on coverage.
Right. Bringing up a 4th and 10 for the Valley Vikings. There's the snap, and the ball is, it is up. It's given to Eckler. He's crossed the 50. He's the 45. He's going to get taken out on the 41-yard line.
Yeah, I was a little worried.
Well, but
guy was
Right.
up.
We hit the punter, but the up man blocked our man into him because he went up and stretched out, and he was knocked out. So it's going to bring up a 1st and 10 for Eaton. The ball will sit at their 41-yard line, 6 minutes and 12 seconds in the second quarter. This game is all knotted up at 14s. Eaton comes out strong right. Back to throw. Trent's got it. Trent Sieg went up big time that time. He had a defensive back right underneath him, and Trent went up and made the catch. Boy, that was a good catch.
That ball was a little high. Trent went up, and tell you the truth, Trent was the only one who was going to hit.
Right.
Trent went up and came down with the guy underneath him and held onto that ball very well.
But it helps when you're 6'4". And we've just decided we're not going to throw. We're going to throw the ball a lot more tonight. And here we go. Pat, how would you like to start? Tell us about Mosier Funeral Service.
Mosier Funeral Service is owned by Robin and Scott Mosier, local residents here in Eaton.
Yep.
And Scott, is the mayor of Eaton as well.
And we saw Robin up here before the game. Their daughter is down there directing the band.
But the thing is, if there's a group that shows more compassion and more integrity and more honesty, and they
at the one time when you need it, when something, just a catastrophe in your life has taken place, and you've got to find someone you can trust. And you and I had talked to Scott a couple weeks ago, and he made a very valid point where he had said, why don't the time to come and talk to him is when things are going well. But if you foresee something happening in the future, go talk to him then. You've got a clear mind then, because you hear things taking place when working on people at a time of need, and they take advantage of people. And Scott and Robin, they're just about as honest as it can be. Scott doesn't get elected for 2 terms as mayor by taking advantage of people.
And they do a great job. And like I said, they pre-plan, they encourage you to pre-plan so that at that time of need, that time of distress, you're not thinking clearly and everything's set up for you.
Eaton comes out with a lone back. Eckler's out in the slot. Sig into motion to the right. There goes Abbott, rolling right. He throws to his right, throws it short. And that time, he just underthrew Eckler by about 5 yards. Bringing up a 2nd and 10. Again, we have gotten some long plays, but I don't know if Eaton has come in and decided they're going to work on their throwing their ball just to, for later in the year possibly, or against Platte Valley next week. I am not sure, but they're making a real effort in this game to throw the ball more and run Eckler less.
And maybe, I don't know, maybe it's also one of those things that they're trying to save Eckler for a little bit later down the road.
Well, they're going to get in some shootouts later in the year, and I'm sure throwing the ball, and we see an ex-quarterback, Lonnie Augustine, nodding his head as we speak. All right, Eckler in the slot this time. Siga's the remaining fullback. Passes are going to roll to his right. He better put it up. Oh, the ball was almost picked up. I tell you, that time Britton Abbott threw it into traffic.
Yeah, and that was not a wide open ball. He got lucky.
Yeah, that's, as Britton rolled to his right, I would really tell his remaining fullback, if he's going to block, he better lead him like a lead guard almost, because when Sig is your fullback, I doubt he's getting the ball a whole lot, but it's nice to have a lead guard out there in that point.
But Trent's so big.
Well, as the biggest kid on your team, that's
He's going to have this big thing in front of him. Trent's going to be bigger for him, and he's not going to be able to see past him. But,
yeah.
But again, why aren't we running?
So anyway, let's go back and talk about another one of our sponsors, Pat. And Pat is going to talk about
New West Bank.
And along with, I tell you, I worked with Tim Croson. I've been three of the girls' softball games, and he, along with his daughter Sally, plays over there. But I tell you, he is a good guy. They are located in the New West Bank building, which is in the new shopping area of Eaton. I'll tell you, this is a bank where you walk in, and Pat, we've talked about this, but you walk in, these people are going to say hi to you, and they know you. I was in a bank in Greeley a couple weeks ago. I walked in, and no one even said anything to you. You had to finally walk up and said, can I, I'd like to talk to someone. That's just the opposite. I tell you, and Tim Croson grew up in this community. They work with people. You look at someone right across the desk from you, you talk to him one-on-one, and I talk about your egg needs Tim Croson at New West Bank. Here comes Eaton out in there with a strong right, 3rd and 10. Back to throw. They're going to run a reverse. Casey Eaton's is going to be taken down short. He is just inside the 9-yard line. He got about half of it, but that's not enough.
No, I wonder if we're going to see Sean.
And it looks like they're not. It looks like they're going to go 4th and about 3, and I think they're going for it.
You know, with 5 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first half, I don't know, Tim. I think I'm always a let's play it safe, put points on the board kind of guy.
Yeah, but in reality is, Sean hasn't been 100%.
Nope.
And so we're coming out with a single back with Carter Williams. It looks like they've got splits on both sides. There's a timeout for Eaton. Eaton calls timeout. Pat, maybe you can put another one of our sponsors up on the board. I have to tell you real quick, it was kind of funny when Trent was in 9th grade. He played quarterback, and his favorite play was to run option. He'd run the ball wide, pitch it to Eckler, and he became the pulling guard. That was a good play too. Well, you give ball to Eckler on the corner, and you put him out with Sig out in front of him, and hit the ball. They had quite a few. We're going to talk about Richter Orthodontics. Go ahead, Pat.
Richter Orthodontics, they're located in Greeley on the west side by the library and also by the ball fields.
Yeah, Far Library. Yeah.
I always want to say something else, but this is a gentleman who's got state of the art.
Right.
And if you're looking to improve your smile in any way, shape, or form, this is a gentleman that knows his business, he treats you fairly, and he does such a great job. And he's got all the state of the art cutting stuff, like what do they call it? The Invisalign.
With the Damon service. Yep.
And they do such a great job. They did a great job with your daughter's teeth, and she's got a beautiful smile.
4th and 3 here. Sig in motion to the right. Abbott rolls right. He throws to Sig, and he is going to catch it for a touchdown. Touchdown, Trent Sig. That brings the game up to 20-14. We talked about sure points, Pat. I hate to say it, but at 6'4" and 240 pounds, they don't have anyone big enough to cover him in the backfield. I would be throwing to him all day.
Yep, you're right, Tim. But, those were sure points. So I guess I was wrong with the 3 points. I'd rather have 6 or 7 any day.
Eaton is going to go on for the extra point here. Sig snaps it. Eaton puts it down. Sean Early puts it through, making a score 21-14. Back to Richter Orthodontics. Pat, you're right. My daughter went to Richter Orthodontics, and she had, I don't know how else to put it, but God decided not to be kind with her for a couple of her teeth. And she had them in there. They were going this direction. One was going that direction. And it's a big decision because, putting braces on a child and, are you going to sacrifice a little bit for the rest of your life? And when I saw her class picture this year and I saw her smile, I without a doubt, I did the right thing.
Oh, definitely. She's a beautiful girl. She's got a great smile.
And it's just, but you see people who don't with their teeth are. But you see, actually, whatever. But anyway, but you see people who don't have. Their teeth are kind of goofed up. No, they don't smile. They put their hands over there. And it's not a way to go through life. So trust Richter Orthodontics, located in West Greeley. Here's a long kick. Ball's going to go hit in the end zone and roll out. So Valley will start on their own 20-yard line. Eaton seems like the tide of the game has changed. Let's see what Eaton can do here, Pat.
Sort of like the game last night between Utah and USC.
Yeah.
Utah just shocked USC right out of the game.
Right. Well, and that's kind of what I think the kids here, I think they were taking, personally, I said it today before the game. You're taking this too lightly. get in your head in the game, but it's the one thing to tell them that. It's another thing to come out and experience it. And that's what I think they're doing. And Eaton, I think, has woken up. And let's see what happens here. They're coming off to this side again with numbers. And they're going to pick up about 4 plays. Trey Stevens in on a tackle there. And what they do, we had our nose guard over the center, our 2 tackles over the guards with linebackers inside. But again, in defensive ends, playing wide, trying to keep the ball inside. Bringing up a 2nd and 5 for the Valley Vikings. The ball will sit at the 24-yard line of Valley. They go left this time. Let's see what happens. Trent Sig put their halfback down, and they lose a yard in that play. Big play. He's bringing up a 3rd and 6 now. 3rd and 6 for Valley Vikings. They tried to run wide side of the field, and the defensive end just sniffed the play out and put the back down on the spot. 3 minutes and 45 seconds in the second quarter. Clock continues to run. Eaton leads this game 21-14. Wide receiver on the right side. They throw to him, and the ball went through his hands. That time the ball was behind the wide receiver, Pat, and he had to reach back for it. Had he led the receiver, to be honest with you, I like the receiver a lot. I have not seen the ball hit him in the hands very often, but he looks like he is a good receiver. So that's bringing up a 4th and 6. The clock stops at that point. Eckler stands on his 45-yard line. Kind of a slow snap. The ball is up, and a real short. Eaton better get away from it. Get away from the ball. I'm not sure. Yeah, there's a flag. I am not sure. But I'll tell you, there's no reason to be by the ball once it's punted. This punt went straight up and came straight down. The ball, as it sits, is on the 39-yard line. I am not sure what the flag is. I didn't see anything at all.
But you're right. They've got to. That middle section of our line's got to be able to notice that ball when it's punted. To see where
someone's got to be yelling, just get away from the ball.
I thought it was, and that looked where he lined up.
They are talking, the refs are talking to the Eaton captains. So let's see what Eaton does here. I think it's we got great field position. The ball sits at the 39-yard line. Now they're talking to the Valley. They're talking now. I think it's against Eaton. Eaton's going back. It must have been some type of holding. I don't know what, but they are counting 15 yards off against Eaton. 15 yards from the point where it was hit. Oh my gosh! From the ball, Eaton having the ball on their 39-yard line of Valley. They'll have the ball on their 10-yard penalty. The block in the back. These are high school kids. I mean, these blocks occur all the time, but you've got nothing to gain by blocking someone in the back when the ball is not hitting. That's just a poor decision by a young man out there. Here we go. Eaton will come out with a strong right. Oh, I know, that's just it. The ball, no one was catching it. Just get away from the ball. There's nothing to be gained. Looks like Eaton's going to come out in there. Eaton is going to come out in their wild. They have no quarterback in the game. You have Chad Foose and Austin Eckler. Ball will be snapped to Eckler. Here comes Carter Williams in motion. Offsides by Valley. The ball was given to Chad Foose. And, Pat, you and I have talked about him. This young man is dead out fast with quick feet. He's not a big kid, but he is lightning in a bottle. If you can get him in the open field, I would imagine this has got to be 5 yards against Valley.
Yeah, they jumped. Now, whether or not they're going to say that they were pulled offside is another story, but I didn't see any other offensive line move.
Yeah, it looked like it was on Valley to me. Let's see what happens here. It's either going to be 1st and 15 or 1st and 5. I'll tell you, the Eaton fans are really getting really sick of it. I saw their defensive end come across the line of scrimmage, and it didn't look like anyone from Eaton had moved. But the fans, because they're getting a lot of penalties against them. First, they just lost over 20 yards. Now another 5. Ball's on the ground. Ball is on the ground. He is down. No, they're saying that the quarterback was down. Britton Abbott picked the ball up, and as he was down on the ground, the ball came out. But unfortunately, we lose another 5. It's going to bring up about a second and forever. Well, I know it. Here we go. It's going to be Eaton comes the ball. They have twins to the right, single receiver to the left. Back to throw. He rolls. He throws a screen off to Eckler, and he is going to pick up a few. He picks up about 4 or 5 yards. Well,
I'd rather see him roll out. Throws much better when he rolls out and throw down.
Timeout for Valley. They're thinking they're going to get the ball, and they want some time on the clock. 3rd and about 15. Pat, you and I are going to talk.
Yeah, Kennedy Dental, this is a guy that's been an Eaton resident for quite a while. And, he's over by Benjamin Eaton Elementary School.
Yep.
Does a great job. I'm starting to go to him only because we've been promoting him so long. And
well, and he's close to one of your neighbors. But I've gone there with my family. And I had been going to someone in Greeley, and I came out and started going to him. And after I went to, after I saw my kids go there, and they were coming back and saying good things, I just said, well, I'm going to give the guy a try. And I've never gone anywhere else. In fact, Monday morning at 8 o'clock, if you want to talk to me, I'll be there getting a cleaning. He's a good guy. He's got a great, side service. I don't know the words for it, but he's a big time dentist in a small town. He's got he's state of the art. He knows what he's doing. Anyway, let's go back to the game here. Well, I've never heard one negative thing. Yeah. Oh, we're rolling left this time. We're rolling left, and the ball is put up, and it's not even close. They threw it to Eckler, and he was double covered. I am not sure what the flag was on the other side. I think it's going to be offsides against us. I mean, not offsides. I think it's going to be holding against Eaton, and it's a pass interference down here. Penalties will offset if that's what it is, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 16 still. Let's see what happens. Are they marching it off against Eaton again? No, they're not. It's just this gets really sickening with every play being a penalty, though. It's a way. Well, it's not a way football's meant to be played. So it's just like when the replacement refs were in there and you had a flag every time. People are going to start turning the game off. It gets a little too much when the refs want to see themselves on TV, or this time be up in front of the crowd on the mic. Here we go. 3rd and 16. I'm assuming they'll throw it here. They give it to Eckler, and he is going to get a over right guard. He gets about 2 yards. I think Eaton is going to try to run the clock here or make Valley use their timeouts, because in Valley does call a timeout. Eaton in this situation tries to run the clock. So Eaton is going to be put into a punting situation. The ball will sit at the 40-yard line. Pat, I tried to get Jeff Ryer up here from Air Repair. He said he was coming up here, but wouldn't you know, he's out with his wife at dinner. I told him I was going to tell him about it too. But Jeff Ryer, I've known Jeff for over 20 years. When I had first moved to my old house, I put an air conditioner in. I had some problems. I tried to call the people I bought it from, and service was basically not there. I just told myself next time I'm going to get a local guy that I know. Next time I had to put an air conditioner on in my addition to my house, I called Jeff Ryer. They put one in. He fixed the other air conditioner while I was there. So all of a sudden I had 2 air conditioners. Both were working. And then when I had, then when I needed a new to upgrade my heater, Jeff Ryer was there. As this weather is changing, you want your heating system cleaned out. Jeff Ryer is your guy. I would, again, he covers all of northern Colorado. Call Jeff Ryer. Here's a 4th and 13. Good snap by Sig. Eckler gets the ball up. The ball is going to get away from him when it kind of bounces back rather than get a nice roll forward. The ball will be put down at the 27-yard line with 2 minutes and 28 seconds left in the second quarter. Eaton continues to lead this game 21-14. The other thing I didn't tell you about, Pat, was with air repair, talking about their geothermal. So if you have propane and you live out in the country, talk to Jeff about this geothermal. It's quite the thing. Again, basically it'll pay for itself in 3 years, and at that point, yeah. So here we go. They try to run it off the right tackle this time. Eston McGraw, as the outside linebacker, came up and made a nice play. They're going to try to run it again with 2. They're trying to run the ball, and they gained it 2 yards that time. They run to the right this time, and the ball went over the head of the receiver. That time, Sig was right in on him, and he purposely held the quarterback up. There was going to be, rather than, and he had him dead to rights too, had he wanted to. Bringing up a 2nd or 3rd and 9. I'll tell you, Eaton might want to preserve the clock here because it looks like if they can hold them here, they're going to get the play. Yeah, we're going to get it back. I'm assuming that Valley's not too excited about that because there's 2 minutes and 3 seconds left in this quarter. I'd like to see the ball in Eckler's hands. And so here we go. This is a big play right here for both teams. They go off the right side. I can't believe Eaton's not going to call a timeout. They should be calling timeout. The clock continues to run. Well, I don't think maybe they think they're not going to punt the ball. I don't know what's going to go on. The ball's, it's about about 4th and 5 with 1 minute and 28 seconds. If we hold them here, let's call a timeout and let's try to throw the ball in the end zone. Back to throw, and he punts it. A short punt. Just stay away from it at this point. The ball goes back towards Eaton. Timeout. Stop that clock. All right, with 1 minute and 12 seconds in the second quarter, Eaton leads this game 21-14. Yeah.
Here's a guy who does absolutely he is always busy.
And people say, well, you're advertising with the Eaton football team. Well, I don't know if that's really advertised. I guess it is. But at the same time, this guy is always busy. He's a fair guy.
He does water and sewer lines and a lot of different types of excavation. So, again, here's a guy who does very little, or I should say maybe very little or no advertising. It's all word of mouth, and this man is busy.
Yep.
Which tells you he's fair. He does a great job at what he does. And I know him, and you know him, and he helps with the wrestling team and that sort of thing. And this is a nice guy that does a great job, and all he wants to do is just stay busy, and he is.
Yeah, he does. Well, he does exactly. I know he's very fairly priced, and if he wasn't, he wouldn't be as busy. You will find Matt Carroll in the Eaton phone book, and I know he works in all of northern Colorado, in Gaelton and Nunn and Pierce and Alt. Again, if you both from an agricultural and a residential basis, if you need something done on an excavation basis, don't be afraid to call Matt Carroll. Highly, highly recommended. Eaton comes out. They call a timeout when Pat, I thought, had they call a timeout earlier. But anyway, with 1 minute and 12 seconds left in the second quarter, Eaton's going to try to put some more points up. strong right. They gave the ball to Eckler over the right side, and they gain about 7 yards. Looks like one of the Valley players is down, and he is going to try to get off. I don't know what. I agree, Pat. There's 49 seconds in the second quarter left. They run option this time, and you got Britton Abbott. He's on the 40-yard line. Are we out of timeouts, Pat? I'm afraid to say. This time, Eaton does go up to the line of scrimmage, and they down the ball at that point, bringing up a 2nd and 10. Britton Abbott just spiked the ball straight into the ground.
This is where you call 2 plays, get both plays into the huddle. They both know it, so you get the one off, you immediately get back to the line, you know the second play.
I'd like to see Eaton air it out this time. They've had, if they air it out and they pick up another 20, you've got Sean Early trying to put another 3 points up on the board. I'll tell you, I'm awful glad Eaton has come back. You would have had some football players standing up on those risers, awful disappointed. Here we go. We've got the tight end on the right side, on the left side this time. Flanker on the left, wide receiver on the right, I formation. Eckler in motion to the right. Abbott rolls. He's got time this time. He's got a lot of time. He puts it up deep, and the ball hit Eckler, hit at the same time the defensive back hit him, and the ball came out, bringing up a 3rd and 10.
Much better pass by Austin that time. He dropped back
By Britton. Yep. Well, he had all the time in the world that time.
But he didn't throw it off his back foot. He threw it off that forward foot. He took that step and threw it.
Right.
It was more of a bullet than it was this kind of rainbow that kind of comes out.
Right. Exactly right. 3rd and 10. Let's go see if Eaton can try to gain him. About 20 yards would put him in Early's range. I think they're going to hand it off this time. They go option on the right. They pitch it out to Eckler. He's got some room on the right side. He is going to get taken down with about a 9-yard gain. The ball will be on the 31-yard line. They don't have a timeout. They're going to try to get the ball. Get up to the line of scrimmage. Get up to the line of scrimmage. There goes Britton Abbott for a 1st down. If they're going to kick a field goal, you better get them on the field. You better get them on. Well, get up on the line, boys, and you better call a play and get going. Get up on the line. Let's go. That was pretty poor clock management there, Pat. Eaton leads this game 21-14. I'll tell you, Pat, and this is another situation. I hate this homecoming thing because you've got players coming over here. They're involved in the halftime stuff, and rather than getting in with the team where they should be, I don't. It's just something I don't care for at all. You've got.
Every high school does it, so.
I know. It's just. Yeah. Well. Okay. Well, I'd say let's hold off because Christina Contreras, she is going to be here in a few minutes. So let's talk about another one of our sponsors real quick while we wait for Christina. Okay, let's talk about Eaton Animal Den. Domestics. I know, Pat, you've boarded your pet there before.
Yeah. And they took such great care of our dog, and we've got kind of a spastic dog.
You're right. I know your dog. It is spastic.
He gets it from my wife. But anyway, so I'm getting paid for that. I know him. But anyway, the problem that we had is, we boarded the dog. The dog.
He didn't come out with kennel cough.
He didn't come out with anything, and he kind of spazzed a little bit. And they called us while we were on vacation, and they called us while we were on vacation. of how our young were doing. And we felt so comfortable with them, so comfortable with what they were doing. It was really nice.
Well, I'll tell you what, as long as we've got a second here, excuse me, Pat, we've got the owners of CrossFit here. Rather than you and I try to talk about CrossFit, you know what? I'm gonna give you're gonna give your headphones to Kevin, and I'm gonna give my headphones to Christine, and they're gonna both tell us about CrossFit. I don't know how much experience they have on these mics, but it looks like okay. Well, that doesn't matter. So I'm gonna give that actually to you guys, and I trust both of you. So I'm gonna let you guys talk about CrossFit. Go ahead, Kevin.
Okay. Well, CrossFit. Well, we've been in business here for 4 years now. Christina and I own it with Conrad Schaefer. He lives here with his wife Sean. My wife Christina teaches at the high school.
Hello.
She teaches choir. She's been teaching women's fitness there as well. The
Strength
business itself. You want to tell them about the business there?
Business itself. Well, the question we always get asked is, what is CrossFit? And that question is pretty long-winded, but CrossFit is a little of everything, and we sure love it. It's the sport of fitness is what they call it, and it's truly a little bit of everything: running and biking, Olympic lifting, and powerlifting, and body weight movements, ropes, tires. Every day we come in there is different, and you're looking for the well-rounded athlete, and in every movement, gymnastic movements, and endurance movements, strength movements. So yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it gets you out of the regular routine. A lot of people really enjoy it just because it gets you out of your regular routine, where every day is different with CrossFit. You can come in and expect a different workout every day.
It really is fun. There's long workouts, short workouts. The cool thing is, though, is you're in and out of there in an hour every day. We have class at 5:30 a.m., 4 p.m., and 5:15 p.m. We have one class on Saturday morning at 8:30 a.m. And really, we have from 12-year-olds to 60-year-olds in there, from folks who have never participated in athletics before to elite college athletes. So it's a good mix, and it's cool because that elite college athlete can be working out right next to the 60-year-old grandma, and it's scaled so that those folks can work out right beside each other, and it's cool because it's cooperative. But it's competitive as well. So you've got people in class that are cheering each other on. They're competing with one another. It's hard to stop working out, and that person next to you is continuing and pushing you a little bit. So we really do enjoy it, and we appreciate the time here on the air.
The big part too, I would say, is that community piece that Kevin was talking about, and I think that's one of the reasons CrossFit is so successful. It's just the community feel, and you've got people around you all the time that are pushing you. And we've got such a neat group at our CrossFit Eaton place. And if somebody's not there, man, they'll be getting razzed the next day. Where were you? And they keep each other accountable and push each other. You've got a coach and a trainer there with you every class, and pushing you, making sure you're doing things safely and correctly and efficiently. And the other piece, too, it's not just fitness. CrossFit focuses a lot on your diet and your nutrition and hydration and all the other important things about fitness. And right now we're doing a 30-day diet challenge at our gym, and everybody's committing to cleaning up their diets for these next 30 days because huge part of fitness. So it truly is all about your health and fitness. It's not just a crazy exercise program.
Right. I don't know, and you guys may have had a chance to catch it on ESPN too. There's the CrossFit Games. They hold competitions all around the United States, all around the world. Really, there's locals, there's regionals, there's world competitions. In fact, these last 2 years, we've had one of our masters ladies, Becca Hartley, qualify for the Worlds and compete there and represent us well there at the world competitions. if you'd like to check it out, we'd love to have you. We're located at 206 Oak. 206 Oak. It's just north of the Chinese food restaurant on 85 here in Eaton.
And we are doing an October special right now through the month of October. It's half price. So if you looking to get in there, this would be a good month to get in there. It's half price all the way till November 1st. So get on in there. We'd love to have you.
We would. Again, smaller classes. We've got at least one trainer in every class. We try and hold the classes between 10 and a dozen, so you're getting good quality time. Get in there. We'd love to have you.
If you'd like more information too, you can go to CrossFitEaton.com. It's our website, and out on the front of our gym there too, we've got some information. Feel free to come in. First workout is always free, so if you want just to come and try it out, come give it a shot.
Christine, I want to stay on for a second with you because I can personally tell you I had faith in CrossFit. I sent my son there and I sent my daughter there this past year. And I just say when my daughter first started, she couldn't do a pull-up. And it doesn't seem like it would be a big deal, but a month and a half later, she's doing 5 pull-ups. I mean, it doesn't sound like it's a huge jump.
Oh, it is. Oh, it is.
It's a phenomenal jump. It's like, oh, she's whipping off 25 pull-ups all of a sudden, but I could see her shoulders expand and her strength expand. It's really funny because we played volleyball with your daughter at university last night, and we had taken a lot of pictures, and my wife and I were looking at it, and we couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And I attributed what she was doing CrossFit.
Yeah.
You will see a big difference in her jumping, and we had exactly what you said would take place took place. I mean, it requires a commitment. You're not sprinkling magic dust. These kids work when you're there.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, what I see a real big difference when you go to a lot of gyms, you go and you go in, there's some weights, you throw the weights around a little bit, and you kind of clink around, a lot of standing around, not a lot of motion, a lot of, and you go 3 or 4 times, maybe, a couple weeks, and you just kind of burn out. It's just not intense. Maybe that's and you just
right.
Where you're coming, what I see when I go to CrossFit is a lot of people moving around. They've got goals set out that you've helped them create for themselves, and where you're actually working with them with a group of people. There's excitement, there's energy, and I think that helps keep people involved. And I think that's one of the reasons why not only CrossFit is working here, but it's working nationwide. I saw it on Yahoo. It said fitness craze taking the United States. I thought, gosh, what is it? I think it's CrossFit.
Right.
It is just coming across the United States, and you guys have alluded to the CrossFit Olympics too. And this is huge.
Yeah, it's getting big.
People in their 50s and 60s, so it's not like you've got to be in the prime of your health, or you can be in the prime health, but you don't have to be your prime age. I'm just really impressed. For a small town like Eaton, to have CrossFit is certainly a real plus for this little community. And you both, have other jobs, and you're, contributing members of this community. But I don't know. I think it's a huge plus. So you have people when you're not there. You have other people helping people. But what I see people, an example, Dr. Miller. He's the superintendent of the community. I see him there running around with kids. It's a situation where you really don't lose. I mean, it's just one of the positives. They're not going to make you lift over, what you're not doing, what you're not think you can do, and that kind of thing. Just a lot of positives with CrossFit. So you both have talked about it. People can certainly feel free to come in and have a free workout and free evaluation. And there's not a lot of pressure. If you come in, you don't like it, it's not a big deal. You're not signing a contract for the rest of your life.
Right.
It's a deal where, a lot of health clubs, you got to try to get out of it. So it's a huge plus. CrossFit. So again, feel free to go in and visit. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. I want to thank you for joining.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having us.
And come back and visit us at another time.
All right.
So again, feel free to come on anytime you want to talk about that.
Sounds good. Thanks so much.
Moving with a popular sport.
sword out of its sheath, and the winner is going to king or queen, rinse on the sword. Ladies, you're going to go first. On 3, you'll pull your sword out of its sheath. 1, 2, 3. Jill Martin,
Jill Martin has been named homecoming queen in Eaton. And on a night where these girls are standing out there with not a whole lot on, obviously they've got their, but it's a cold night, it's a cool night, and these girls are out there in their dresses and sleeveless dresses, and man, oh man, you really feel for these girls. And now we're going to find out who the king is. Pat, we got some tough girls in Eaton. And the boys, Dalton Shoup has been named the king for Eaton homecoming. So Jill Martin is the queen. Dalton Shoup is the king. And I know they don't want Dalton with these spikes on the front on the track, so I'm not sure what's taking place here. But congratulations to Jill Martin and Dalton Shoup.
You know these girls are going to make a mad dash for coats.
And well, they should. I'd be making a dad mash to something where a heater is if I was one of these girls. Boy, these poor girls. All right. Well, congratulations to all the participants. And an evening that, we had such nice weather pretty much, Pat, all year. And it was such a shame that they'd have homecoming and people were sitting there. And what an experience for Dalton Shoup and Jill Martin. Congratulations. Two really good kids, though.
Seriously nice kids, too.
Yeah, really good kids. Dalton not only is with the defensive ends and outside tackles in football, he is also an all-state wrestler, 220 wrestler.
And state champ.
That's exactly right. So Eaton, so as the other boys run into the locker room, here goes Dalton Shoup going to get in there because I'll tell you, Valley's in there planning as we're speaking. And anyway, there are 6 minutes before this half will come to a close. Eaton leads this game 21-14. Pat, I can honestly say those girls look tougher than you. I look at our capable cameraman here, Lonnie Augustine. I think he's just gotten back from Antarctica. He has got a headband on, he has got a hoodie on, he's got a jacket on. I don't know how many layers underneath that. I don't even want to know.
I'm going to get used to the cold, and next week I've got to head to Malaysia.
Good for you, I'll tell you. And we'll have Lonnie on the other end of it there, I would assume. Anyway, let's, Pat, we had an opportunity to talk to the Contreras' Kevin and Christina, and I'll tell you, those are two really nice people. They are great family people. She is involved in the music group here at school. She's involved in the wellness and fitness groups at the school. And you couldn't ask for a nice.
Firefighter.
Oh yeah, and you could not. I tell you, those kids. The daughter, Jade, comes over and hangs around with my daughter. Super girl, nice people. You couldn't ask for a better situation. And again, we talked about CrossFit. These people, it's they don't sprinkle magic dust. You've got to go, and you're going to work when you're there. There's no doubt about it. But nothing is free. You're going to have to give something up. But the thing about it, I like the energy when you walk in the door. There's excitement. It's not like going to a club where they've got some weights here. You kind of stand around for about a couple weeks. You walk out the door, and then you got to try to get out of the stupid contract. Oh my God, it's just a catastrophe.
You walk in if you're CrossFit, and you're right. It's high energy, but you've got someone that will show you you what to do and push you to get better and to push more.
Well, and they help you set goals. It's not their goals, it's your goals, but they're going to help you, and with the excitement and with the group, and everyone pulls for one another, and it's a huge thing.
As opposed to, like you said, going into another place where, there's kids sitting around, there's no one there to help you, you're on your own, and, after 2 weeks you lose interest, and you're right, and then you've got a contract that you're stuck with. So, I agree, Tim. This CrossFit, CrossFit is sweet. And they are, it's going crazy. It's the hottest. What do you mean? Thing that's sweeping across the nation, and the church is doing such a nice job. They do a great job. They're very helpful with the kids. They're very instructional with the kids. Now that the kids learn how to lift properly, they know how to do the different exercises properly, and it's really they do a great job.
Folks, if you want to be part of the channel, as they come out of halftime, you better get down there.
That's another thing that,
You're going to make a tunnel, you better get down there.
for example, for me, I've talked to them, and because I travel a lot, they said, here's a pass that, you can come in and do whatever you want for X amount of visits, and it's very inexpensive. And, so I went in a class, I'll be kind of coming in and going as I go, and they're also teaching me what I can do when I'm on the road as well to, keep up with what I'm doing, so that when I come back, I haven't lost in the ground. So they do a really nice job, and they do I can't say enough about the Contreras.
Oh, I know it.
CrossFit in general.
They're great people. Pat, if you have why don't you go ahead and pull up another one of our sponsors, Pat?
Let me talk to you about Maureen Gerritsen. And we've talked about Maureen Gerritsen. She's a Caldwell banker, realtor, and this is a lady that's not afraid to spend money to sell your house.
Right.
She's not one of the favorites.
Well, yeah, we're working on the cheap,
Yeah, she's out there, and
She understands that if she moves the house, everyone wins.
That's right. My next door neighbor's trying to sell their house, and they had a realtor and wasn't going anywhere. They called in Maureen Gerritsen, like you said, and she had, I think it's been like 4 Sundays in a row and Saturdays in a row. She's had open houses trying to sell
Right.
her house, and she's there every time.
Right.
And this is a lady that's putting out the effort to sell that house, and she's really good at what she does. She stages my next door neighbor's house and they've got a beautiful house. She presents it in such a way that it shows. It shows very well. So they do a great job. She does a great job at selling the house.
Yep.
So,
Here comes Eaton back on the field. Valley is already out here warming up, and here come the Reds.
I don't think Dalton shooting at a whole lot of Facebook posts.
And that's a scary situation.
They are out in the field, and hopefully we can get these. They form a line out here to let the players run through. We can get them off the field. We can get this game started fairly quickly.
Yeah.
And sooner or later we can get out of the cold.
But Eaton's got to get out here and get warmed up, and you got all these people on the field still, and they're not able to do their calisthenics. And let's see what happens. There, you got people on the field just wandering around, and this is the time to get out the field, folks. Eaton is just standing around. You got to get some seniors out there and get them going. I don't know what it is. They're finally starting to do some. Yeah, you got the quarterbacks over here throwing to some of the receivers.
And on a night like tonight, it's important they're stretching.
Yeah, it's you go back and you sit down for a little while and you come back out in this cold weather, and you're right, Pat. This is a situation where someone else.
Pull a quad.
So Valley's down the other end running around a little bit, and we're doing some stretching. Let's hope Eaton's going to take a few minutes here to warm up. They've got 2 minutes and 20 seconds before the second half starts. And, again, Eaton continues to stretch. We're going to tell you real quick, as we talked about Marge Gerritsen, her son is Todd Gerritsen, and they own Gerritsen Sports Center, which is on West 10th, and in right by the new post office on West 10th, between there and you'll see Garrettson's. They're actually, like a lot of other big retails, I think they're the number one seller of Under Armour in Northern Colorado. It's just, for a single store. So you're going to walk in there, you're going to find all the big names. You're going to find the Nike. You're going to find Under Armour. You're going to find, everything. Just like you're going to, what I see in there, though, because they order so much stuff for UNC, they have a lot of big sizes. An example, Trent wears a real wide shoe, and he goes in, and we are able to order New Balance, but we're able to get the double E wool. Yeah, the double wide shoe, and when you have big kids, that's tough to find sometimes. But so they're really good people, but yeah, oh yeah. But the thing where they shine, if you're a coach and you have to have something done, there's no one in Northern Colorado that does what Garrettson's does, because they are going to come out and they're going to design the uniform with you. They're going to put your numbers, the colors, your names, whatever you want. Todd and Sherry Garrettson, and not only do they work with us, Pat, but they work with every sport in Northern Colorado. I'd say I couldn't begin to recommend anyone else. I don't even know who even does what Garrettson's do. I can't say they're first and these people are second and they're third. Garrettson's, they're by far the best at what they do in Northern Colorado. So Garrettsons live here in Eaton. We've seen their sons come through here. Good kids. I mean, every one of them, you can tell they had good parenting growing up, and the Garrettsons are big members of the community here, but big members in Northern Colorado. Good people.
And again, Timmy, you mentioned it the last time we were talking about them. They've got probably the biggest line of hockey,
Right.
rollerblades, and they've got a great gun department. And not only do they sell it, but they also buy guns back too.
Right.
You've got a gun in there used for a while.
Or you want to trade to a different type of gun.
They do an absolutely phenomenal job. Those salespeople are extremely knowledgeable on archery, guns, on sporting equipment, on baseball bats, on tennis equipment, golf.
Oh, I know, Pat. If I go into a place and if I want to buy a gun, I'm not going to a retail store and saying, well, what's this one do? Because the guy that's talking to you is not going to know any more than you know, probably less. Why not go with someone who's been in the business for years, knows the equipment? If you buy something or you have something that you say, gosh, this just isn't the right product, I wish I had a different type of gun, Garrettsons are the people to go and talk to.
With this weather turning cold, what does that lead us to? Winter and skiing equipment, and they've got a first-class rental and
Right.
brand new equipment. And you can go and buy snowboards, skis, anything that goes along with the snow. They've got a dime.
Well, obviously, along with the clothing and the accessories that go with it too. You're right, Pat. They're a real special when it comes to that. Eaton is going to go ahead and kick off in the second half here. The wind is kind of coming across the field, blowing in from the east, and blowing right into the Eaton crowd. It is going to. Pat, you gotta spend some time in Minnesota growing up. This is a pretty nice day. Anyway, Sean early on. Let's hope Eaton can let's go back and not fall behind. We've got a 21-14 score. Here comes Sean early, and he kicks the ball a little short this time. It's going to come down at about the 5-yard line. Valley's at the 10, 15. He's at the 20. He is going to get taken down at about the 22-yard line. And hopefully, Eaton has had a chance now. They had some couple real long runs. Their first two series they scored. But here's where Eaton, hopefully they've got a feel for this offense. And I'm sure they're going to come down and try to pound it on him again. But again, their big receiver, if they can get the ball in his hands, this number one who plays wide, he's a big kid. If the quarterback has time and he just hasn't been real good in putting the ball out there. So here we go. They go on left side, and they didn't get anything, I don't think. I think they lost one. So I think, as we've gotten adapted to this offense a little bit more, because it's so different than anything else we've seen, that Eaton put them down, and they lost. You're right, Pat. They lost 2 yards. It's bringing up a 2nd and 12. as we're early in the third quarter in Eaton on a cold, brisk, early October evening. 2nd and 12 for Valley Vikings. Eaton stays in the same defense. They're 52. Sig and Shoop are the defensive ends. Stevens and Luis Cuentos are the defensive Thank you. Quinones are the defensive tackles. Ishmael Ortega is the nose. And you've got Carter Williams as one of the linebackers. Eston McGraw is one of the other linebackers, and Garrett Colston is the other linebackers. Defensively, you have the Eaton boys on the corners, and you have Reese Weigel as the strong safety, as the single safety. Let's put it that way. Here they come out. They put the receiver out wide this time. You have single coverage over here. They have two receivers out, and they throw it this time, and a good, nice catch. Oh, the catch was their single receiver went up. Yeah, that was a nice pass. Casey Edens went up and tried to knock it down. Both the receiver and the cornerback had rights to the ball, but the ball was caught by the receiver, and he took off. Here they go on the left side, and they've got some room this time. Reese Weigel came up from a single safety and put him down on the spot. Yep, and Eaton's got to do a good job here because it's certainly, when they go out and they put two wide receivers out, it's strong for it's hard for the safety because he can't really cheat because you still have two tight ends in, and. Obviously you've got your linebackers have got to stay with them, but it puts those cornerbacks out on one-on-one with that big receiver, and they've had success with that tonight. Their tackle got the ball, and he went down right there. I think Dalton Shute just jumped him along with Trey Stevens and put him down on the spot. It's going to bring up, they didn't gain a yard, and I think they lost a half a yard, bringing up a 3rd and 6.
He just kind of dwarfs me, and he kind of put his arm around me, and it was like, oh my gosh, he's going to kill me. I would not want to be wrapped up with Dalton Shute.
No, he's a tough kid.
He's a strong kid.
Here they go. They give the ball to the inside, and the ball's loose. The ball's on the ground, and Eaton's got it. The ball was, the running back had a first down. The ball was wrestled away from him, and Reese Weigel recovered the ball. That's a 1st and 10 for Eaton. It would have been a first down for Valley. They have put the ball on the ball. They've put the ball on the ground twice now, Pat, along with a interception down here in the corner. So here we go. Eaton will take over on the ball on their 47-yard line.
They're spreading it a little. All right, they're going to their wildcat or whatever. All right, two backside formation.
Sig goes back in at fullback. The ball is given to Eckler. We fumble the ball, and Eckler picks it up, and he is going to go down. Shoot. Britton Abbott, the quarterback, basically tripped as he was handing the ball to Eckler, and the ball came out. Eckler picked the ball up and tried to run. One of those, Pat, twice now, you're almost better. There's people all around you. We're lucky we're getting the ball back rather than just falling on the ball and securing it. So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 13. So here we go.
Yeah, we haven't done that all night, I don't think.
Back to pass. He's got some throw. He got a chance out. Pass is caught by Trent Sig, and he is off. He is going to go in. Trent is going to go in for a touchdown. They're putting him down at the 1-yard line. Trent. They're putting the ball down in the half-yard line. I've got some words for Trent tonight on that one. But I'll tell you, he was very close to bringing the ball in, and he did not make it. But it was a huge play for the Reds. They gained about 50. The ball will sit at the half-yard line, and that's too bad. So here we go. So Sig goes in motion to the left, and he goes back to the right. And they give it to Britton Abbott, and it's a touchdown. Touchdown for Britton Abbott. It's going to take this game to 27-14 with Sean.
Wild.
I set Pat up. He's got to learn to jump on that. Sean Wild Shoes Early is on to kick the extra point. And we're trying to extend our lead to 28-14 with 7 minutes and 41 seconds in the second quarter. Snake snaps it, put down by Eaton. The kick is up by Sean Early. Taking it up to a. So 28-14. Eaton comes out and puts one down. Looks like the coach is out there talking to Trent, wondering why he didn't get the ball in the end zone. I'm assuming one of the coaches is wondering why he didn't, if the ball's in the end zone, why it's not a touchdown. To be honest with you, if he falls forward and the ball's in the end zone, what happened, Trent has got a towel because he plays offense and defense, and his towel came off. Again, he tries to dry his hands because he also snaps on punts and kicks, and it's very important, obviously, to keep your hands dry, because if that ball gets wet, it's not a good situation to be snapping a wet ball. All right, let's see what Eaton's defense can do here. Here you go, a line drive this time, and the ball hits at the 20 and bounces. They got the ball at the 20, 25, and Austin comes in and puts him down there, along with Matt Burkhart, who is Matt Burkhart is our freshman quarterback. It looks like he's getting a little time and experience on special teams. So here we go. It's bringing up a 1st and 10 for the Valley Vikings. The ball will sit at the 26-yard line. Oh.
That cold, Tim.
Yeah. Here they come. Again, misdirection. The ball's coming the right side, and he is going to get hit by Garrett Colson and put down after about a 4-yard gain. Valley continues to run one of the strangest offenses that I've seen. This offense is really, it's out of the 1940s. It's a disguise and deception offense. The ball is shotgun snapped to the running back, and he basically tries to hide the ball and gives it off to different people. No, those are balls, you moron. Well, that's an earmuff. I take it. There's balls and earmuffs coming up. I'll take the earmuffs. You can have the ball. All right. The quarterback keeps it. He spins. As the strangest play, Pat, he tried to hand it to his back, and he spun and went back in over his right guard. But our defensive tackle stayed home, and that was Trey Stevens. Nice play. But basically not looking in the background, staying at home. And so here we go.
So what, about 34, 35?
3rd and 4. This is a big play because I'm assuming if they don't get it, I wouldn't think they would punt it. They may and give us a short field. So, again, they're coming up in their offense where they've got 11 people around the ball. Again, misdirection. The quarterback takes off, and Carter Williams was there. And they lost basically 2 yards on that play. Again, you had to come around. Carter Williams was the linebacker on this side. He shot that gap. And as we see the play more and more, we're getting used to what their backs are doing in the misdirection they're running. So as we go through it, again, it's just something so unique that our defense hasn't seen. Austin Eckler back stands at his 30-yard line. Here's the punt. And Dalton Shoup almost got his hands up. Eckler runs up. He's got the ball. He's at the 50, 45. He's going. I think he's gone. He is gone. I don't see a flag on the play. There's no flag. That is a touchdown for Eaton. The score will now go to 34-14. Pat, if we got a second, we need to talk about Heritage Market. These people, again, if you want to work with a butcher, you want to go and have a cut of meat, and they'll cut you the meat they're looking for. And again, if you want a bakery, they've got it there. They've got ice cream cakes. They've got, obviously vegetables, fruits. Let's talk about them some more after Sean Early kicks this extra point, hopefully. Good snap, ball's down, kick is up, kick is good. 35-14 with 5 minutes and 25 seconds in the second quarter.
I had some people come on over. And we've gone to there and we looked at the meat, and they have top quality meat. They don't have kind of like lesser grade meat. They have top quality meat, and you can go get a steak cut ½ inch. You can go get a steak cut 3/4 inch, but you can get 1 inch steaks.
Right.
You just tell them what you want, and their butcher shop is top notch.
There's always a butcher there when you go. So, and again, it's nice to have a pharmacy there, but again, it is a big community supermarket in a small town. And Pat, you and I both remember, as well as Lonnie, what it was like to live in this community before Heritage came. And not only is it a nice place, they support Eaton Athletics. Not only they support us, but they support a lot of other areas in Eaton. And you go around. No. They're a very good neighbor to have in this community. Here goes Sean for a nice kick this time. It's going to come down about the 5-yard line. He crowds it up to the middle of the field. As long as we stay in our lanes, he's going to get wrapped up and taken down at that point. Ethan Alderman, who had been playing a lot of inside linebacker early, wraps him up at that point and takes him down. So they are going to take over at about the 19-yard line. They don't get back to the 20. It's going to be an 81-yard drive for Valley to score. They've got 5 minutes and 16 seconds in the third quarter. Eaton needs this game. They've blown it open to a point, 35-14. Back to throw. They throw a screen out to the wide receiver out here on this side. Casey Edens is outmanned out there. This kid's got about 3 inches on him, probably about 20 pounds. And Casey has got his hands full, I'll tell you that. Here's a young man that's growing up in front of our eyes. I can tell you that. He's got no choice, because if he doesn't grow up, the kid's in the end zone. And it's they go and they try to go off the guard, and Garrett Colston, the outside linebacker on the right side, was there, and he put him down. It's bringing up a 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2 and 3rd and 1. But I'll tell you, the nice thing about homecoming, you see a lot of people in the crowd that we don't see a lot, including my son, who's come home from college with his girlfriend, that are here tonight, and I'm glad to see Tyler Sig in the crowd tonight. Boy, don't go there, Pat. Oh, boy, that's another thing, another story. Anyway, they I think, get a first down. It was pretty much a power ISO play where they give it to the fullback, and he goes up over the center between the two guards. And I think it'll be a first down for the Valley Vikings. So, Pat, if Valley continues to grind this game out, because these are long extended drives, except when they do decide to throw it, which they don't throw often. But as long as with the lead we have with Eckler blowing it open, we should, if nothing else, grind this game. They're back to throw this time. They throw it out on the other side this time, and they got a miss, and you've got a first down for Valley, and he goes out of bounds, and there's a flag for tackling out of bounds. Once that kid hits the out, and I don't have a problem with that call, Pat. Once the kid hits that outside marker, you got to lay off. Instead, we got some inexperienced players out there. As that kid went over, they tackled him out of bounds, and it's a 15-yard flag on us. And again, if we don't give up this big play, we're going to put this game away, but we just can't give up stupid mistakes. We've got to force them to go on long drives and then get the ball. Yeah, and we should put this game. But this is exactly what can't take place. They get 10 yards, then they get 15 yards, so it's a 25-yard gain for the Valley Vikings, and it's a first down. The ball will be on the 45-yard line of Eaton. I tell you, Pat, they are starting to put two wide receivers wide. They get single coverage out there, and they're going to probably throw it more often than we expect. This time they give it to the wide receiver in this end. He drops the ball. They try to throw it in a screen, and they're going to try to get him out there one-on-one with Casey Eaton's, and they're going to try to run on him. They did.
That guy came up and stopped and kind of turned with the quarterback, and Casey Eaton was on him very quickly.
The clock does stop with 3 minutes and 44 seconds in the third quarter. Here comes Valley out again with two wide receivers. They give it to the running back. He's going to go over the center. He's going to get taken down for about a 3 or 4 yard gain. And again, when it's 2nd and 10, we don't mind giving that up. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 6.
But again, we've got to make sure we're making our reads and our covers. But let's keep it pretty.
Yep. Don't give Valley anything easy when it comes here.
Yeah, make them work for the yardage.
So
Let them take the time off the clock.
one of their offensive tackles goes out, and a big tight end comes in. You've got a wide receiver on this side and one-on-one coverage over here again. Back to throw. He's looking at his wide receiver. Dalton Shoup. Dalton Shoup put his paw up, came in off the corner, got his arm up, and knocked it down. And you hear the crowds, Shoup, Shoup. They like saying that Dalton Shoup's name. Again, it is. Oh, when you're behind 35-14, you don't have much of a choice. So, but again, if Eaton can stop them here, they're going to have the ball on the 40-yard line too, as opposed to the 20 or inside the 20. So it can really work to your advantage. So 4th and about 6 for the Valley Vikings. Quarterback's back. Back to throw. And he hits his receiver over on this side, and he is going to go out of bounds. And I don't know if they got a first down or not. Depends on where the placement is. Yeah, they have got a first down. A big play for Valley Vikings. 4th and 6, and they convert. They have a wide receiver comes down here and does a square out as their quarterback rolls to the right, puts the ball on the money. 1st and 10, Valley Vikings. Yeah. Well, we're playing the run because they're a running team, and unfortunately you get a lot of single coverage out there. They got the receiver out to the left this time. They come running to the right, and he is going to get taken down for no gain. There's kind of a... Yeah, I was surprised they're going to give him because he got driven back, but they give him about a 3 or 4 yard gain. Clock continues to run we're under 2 minutes in the third quarter. Eaton leads this game 35-14. The ball will sit at the 27-yard line. Quarterback, Trent almost had him. They're going to throw in the end zone. Oh, good coverage down there. Trent almost had him in the quarter, and Cole Edens knocked the ball away. I thought the wide receiver had it. Cole put his hands in there and knocked it out. Big play. 3rd and 7 for the Reds. Trent had him dead to rights, and a quarterback slinked out from underneath him. Trent's
sitting there going, oh, I can't believe this either.
Yeah, that was one that he will think about tonight, I'll tell you that. He's over there giving that some thought right now. Yeah, probably not, but his dad doesn't like to get beat on. They go wide receivers on both sides. Back to throw. They throw it at number 1 again. It's tipped up in the air. Oh, almost intercepted by Eston McGraw. The ball got knocked up in the air, and I'm not sure. Was it Dalton Shoup again? The ball was knocked up in the air and came down, and Eston almost had it. So it's going to bring up 4th and 7, just like last time. Let's see the Eaton hands. Back to throw, back to throw. He puts it up, and it is going to be out of bounds. Eaton will take over on downs. He did. And the strong safety came over that time. Rice, I think Rice Wiggle came over. No, maybe you're right, though. They had Eckler in there. They had actually 2 safeties in there that time, thinking they were going to throw the ball, and they were right. Good coaching on Eaton aspect. So Eaton will take over on a 1st and 10. The ball sits at the 27-yard line. They march on the field, but we end up holding after they got assisted by a long 15-yard penalty. We go empty backfield here. Back to throw. Throws a screen out to Eckler. Makes a first man move. And he's got 10 yards, and he's got about 12. He keeps going for about a 15-yard gain. We went 5 wide that time, 3 on the one side, 2 on the other. They threw and Eckler took 1 step and stopped. They had the ball in his hands. The first man up had a nice shot at Austin, and he juked him a little bit. The defensive man slipped. Austin kept going for a first down for Eaton. The ball will sit at their own 46-yard line. Trips on the left. Single back is Carter Williams. Back to throw, back to throw. Throws it to Trent Sig, who catches it for about a 10-yard gain. Yeah, it was a little bit low where Trent couldn't run. He had to go down and keep it. But we gained 9 yards on first down, bringing up a 2nd and 1. This will probably be the last play in the 3rd quarter. Eaton continues to move the ball, and I'm surprised again they're throwing the ball. They must just have come into this thinking that they're going to be able to throw on these guys, and they've had quite a bit of success. Eaton comes out with their traditional I this time. 2 tight ends in the game. Ball's given to Eckler on the left side. He's got some room, and he gets taken down for about a 5-yard gain. So it's going to be a first down for the Reds. The ball will sit at the 36-yard line of Valley. That'll be. I'm assuming because the chains will move. If Eaton, they're not going to run a play here. They're going to let the clock run out. Coaches are telling them not to, as well they should. Pat, as long as we get a chance, let's talk about Mosier Funeral Service. Well, apprehension, yeah.
And here's a time when you're really sad, something dramatic is happening, you're devastated to the family, and you can count on Scott and Robert Mosier to handle all the operations, to handle all the details of the funeral in a very classy.
Well, it's very important. Yeah, that's exactly right. Classy and dignified. I think those are 2 really good words. They use the word comparing and compassion in a time of your life where you need someone that you're vulnerable at that point, and you need someone you can really trust. And I have never had someone say, "Oh, something bad happened. We're working with the Mosier Funeral Service." It's just again, they do their business right. And here's a business. It'd be easy for them to take advantage of people at that point, and they don't. And, again, he's been the mayor of Eaton twice, just an honest guy to work with, Scott Mosier and his wife, Robin. Eaton will take over on their own 36-yard line, 1st and 10, the first play of the 4th quarter. They pitch it to Eckler, the right side. He's going to get stood up. Then he bounces out. And he keeps his balance. He keeps his balance. He's going in for a touchdown. There's nothing you can do. There's no defense to that. Valley had him dead to rights. He went right side. All the players were where they should have been. He bounced off 2 tackles, took off on the left side. There's just no defense for it. He has great balance. He is fast. I took him on a recruiting trip to a Division I school last week, and I thought he was better than the back they had there at the time. I don't know why more Division I colleges aren't after Austin Eckler. Snap is good. The kick is up. Eaton leads this game 42-14. No, they're saying the kick was not good. I thought it went through, but I guess the kick was missed. Anyway, Eaton leads this game 41-14. Anyway, I was saying I took Austin and Trent to a Division I on a recruiting trip last week, and their running back has been the conference player of the week. But I think Austin's. I told their coach I think Austin's a better running back than he is, and I do. I think Austin is a better running back. He bounced off 2 or 3 tackles there. He kept his balance, and he's got the speed that once he gets into that secondary, no one's going to catch him from behind. No one's going to catch him from behind. Phenomenal run. You're going to get a couple of those out of Austin per game, and it just breaks the defense's back. Pat, this game is 41-14. People are going to look at newspapers and say, oh, Eaton came out and killed Valley. That wasn't the case. Valley dominated this game in the first quarter. And here's a kick. The ball's taken at the 5-yard line. He's at the 10, 15, and he is going to get dropped by, oh, no, he fights through that. Sean Wowshu early was in on the tackle. You're right, along with Ethan Alderman. So here they come out with 11 minutes and 37 seconds. Let's see if Eaton can shut them down here. They're going to probably open this game up and start throwing the ball, I'm assuming. There's 11 minutes and 37 seconds in the fourth quarter. Eaton scores basically, they come out and score in their first possession of the fourth quarter. Valley has no wide receivers in. They keep the ball on the ground. They go right side over the right tackle. We give them about 3 yards. But, Pat, at this point, Eaton's more than willing to give up 3 yards on 1st and 10.
As long as the ball's staying on the ground, clock's running,
You've got Eston, you've got Matt Burkhart, our freshman quarterback, warming up. I wouldn't be too surprised to see him in here on the next series. Ball continues to run, and Eaton is happy. The clock continues to run, and Eaton is more than satisfied with that. They come this side. They put the ball up in the air. Oh! Came over and knocked the pass away. You've got Eckler in at free safety at this point. Yeah. You know, they did something a little different that time, Pat. They had no wide receivers in the game, but they threw out of that formation. They brought their tight end so they had 2 people on the same side of the field, but yet they had no wide receivers. It's just you just don't see this offense. I haven't seen an offense like this. I see it on old movie reels from 50 years ago or more. They hit their wide receiver on that side for a first down. They've got that big wide receiver that Casey Eaton is just, I hate to say it, Pat, but he is overmatched. This kid's pretty good. Right, and Casey's doing the best he can, and actually he's playing well, but the kid just physically is overmatching him. He is a big kid, and Casey just is not as big as this man is, or young man, I should say. Here they come this side. I do too. Trent Sig walks up with a fumble again. I think that's the second one of the night. they fumbled 3 times tonight. Trent has gotten 2. And we've also had an interception. So we've had 4 times now that they've had turnovers. And Pat, when this game was close, a couple of those were real big plays.
It looked good to me right here. They came up and walked down.
Let's see, is Britton Abbott is. So they come out, they go twins to the right. They got their tight end on the left side. He motions to the right. Here they go. They roll right. They roll right. They roll right. This time Britton keeps the ball, and he is going to get taken out of bounds. I like everything about that play except running out of bounds. When you run the ball, let's keep that. They're going to say he got down. He did it. He really, actually, it was a smart play by Britton. He actually saw he was going out of bounds, and he went down, got his knees down before he was hit. So the ball was kept in bounds. So the clock continues to roll. And not only is the scorer the enemy of Valley at this point, but the clock is Valley's enemy at the same time. That's Here goes Eckler on the left side. Eckler threw the first person down, and the linebacker gets up a little slow. You know, what we saw Carter Williams as a fullback out there, Matt, and he has just not had a lot of experience in playing this year. This is his first game really on offense. No, he played a lot down in Fort Lupton too. But instead of attacking that defensive, he didn't know where to take him. At that point, you just take him and you run him one way because Austin is going to break off your block either way. So, but instead, he didn't have a real good feel of where to take him. But Austin does get a first down, so the clock continues to move with 9 minutes and 26 seconds in the fourth quarter. Eaton leads this game 41-14. The ball is given to Eckler over the left guard. He's in the secondary, and he is going to get taken down inside the 5-yard line. The ball will be placed at about the 2 or 3 yard line, I think. Holding against Eaton. We've had our share tonight, haven't we, Pat? So they're gonna bring it back. That's too bad. The clock stops, and Eaton is the ball is gonna be placed on about the. Oh gosh, they're still walking. That's a. Yeah, from the spot of Paul, instead of the ball being on the 3 yard line, the ball will sit at the 30 yard line. This ref has not been our friend this evening, Pat. No, it isn't. It's just I don't, But I'll see this in games very often. When one team gets way up on the other team, you see a lot of ticky-tack fouls on the team that's up. That's just a general statement that I see in football. Especially high school football. Here they go. They're throwing it deep to Trent Sieg again, and he is going to go on a touchdown for Trent Sieg. That should have been his 3rd touchdown of the night, but it was his 2nd. That brings the score up to 47-14. The score is 47-14 with 8 minutes and 44 seconds. And
let's quickly talk about New West Bank and Tim Carosin and his crew. All right, Tim Carosin and his crew do such a nice job with banking, with everything else that's involved with it. You walk in and Tim Carosin knows your name, his crew knows your name, and they do such a nice job. And when you walk in, you're not a number. You're an actual person. You're a friend, and he and his crew treat you that way. And again, you mentioned it. You go into Greeley, you go into other towns, Fort Collins, you go into a bank, and no one says hi, no one says anything. Exactly, and everybody at New West Bank treats you well.
New West Bank, they're a local bank. They're owned locally. They've got a branch in Greeley. But if you want to talk to someone and sit down and say, this is what I'm thinking about. This is the business I'm starting. This is the farm I'm running. This is the ranch I'm running. And talk to someone one-on-one and get a decision made locally. Go talk to Tim Croson.
That's it.
He's one of the few people around here that I know that can make that decision. Here's Sean.
Wild shoes.
Early kicking it into the end zone, and they decide to route. They're going to call back at that point. The receiver, the kickoff returner, had both feet land in the end zone.
Yep. Again, Tim, we've got to talk to the announcer over here in the booth that does, the public address announcer. We got to get that Sean Wild shoes.
We all have responsibilities. That's your new one. I have something to say here to Lonnie Augustine. I don't know if I'm going to take it out on his family or on Lonnie itself, but Lonnie says it's pretty cold, and he's going home.
Oh, yeah. What is up with that? He had to come back for his hot coffee. His hot coffee.
I would hate to see Lonnie Augustine not doing it.
Hot. Yeah. Yep. So what is he doing? He's leaving early. He's gonna go home. He's gonna get warm. That's just not right. That's just not right. But you know what though? We appreciate Lonnie coming out and running the camera because he does a much better job than either one of us do.
It's awful fun, I have to admit it. We've got a big lead at homecoming. There's going to be a lot of smiles and a lot of happy kids tonight. That's the last thing in the world you want is lose your homecoming. And boy, when this game is 14-0, there are a lot of concern in the crowd.
Yep.
And Eaton really got the wake-up call. It's like something lit a fire underneath him.
Yep.
And Eaton has dominated this game, but again, a combination of things that happened. They came out and ran an offense that we haven't seen before. And it was homecoming, and we really weren't into it, and some things took place that we weren't ready for. It took us about a quarter to wake up.
Yeah, I agree. And they've also helped us, and they've hurt themselves with 3 fumbles that we've recovered and an interception.
Right.
The
only thing that has stopped us from about the second quarter on was penalties.
Yeah,
We
agreed.
had more than our share of penalties. It's a 4th and 11. Valley will punt at this point. You've got Eckler standing back on his 50-yard line.
Yep.
Here's a decent snap. The kick is up. Trent Sig knocks it down a little bit. Eckler just lets the ball roll by him.
Yep. And well, he should. Something like that ball's bouncing around and doing all sorts of things. That's a perfect example for it come out, take a weird bounce, come up, bounce, hit off you. Ball's recovered by Valley. Nah, just get away from it at this point of the game.
Yeah, there's nothing really to be gained. When the score is 48-14, all
Yep.
you've really got to do is go put some ice on the ball. You have Britton Abbott still at quarterback. Eaton will come in with 7 minutes and 46 seconds. We see more and more people starting to clear out of here. They're decided that they've had enough cold weather.
Yeah, what a bunch of sissies. What a bunch of sissies.
Still a lot of people here bundled up in the winter tire.
Yeah, and I'm stomping away down here trying to keep warm.
Here comes Abbott. He's going to take off running on this side, and he is going to get about a 10-yard gain, almost a first down, about 9 yards.
Tim, you mentioned earlier with Matt Burkhart starting to warm up. I think it's time. I think it might be time. But then again, this is their homecoming. This is their last homecoming they're going to have for Britton and a lot of the seniors on this team. I can see where they'd want to play. And you made a comment earlier, the fact that it's great that you're winning for your homecoming. I remember my homecoming. We got stomped. And it was the worst feeling. You didn't want to go to the dance. You didn't want to do anything. That's exactly it.
The clock continues to run with 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It needs to gain 48-14. Ball's getting Eckler in this direction on the right. on the left side. He's in the open field, and he is going to take off.
Oh, there's the flag.
You had a kid fall down, and Trent pushed him when he was falling down. I don't know what else you can do. The kid's falling down. I guess you just got to go. Pat, that's exactly what I was saying. It's just one of those plays where, they're going to call anything at this point. Oh, my God.
Gosh. Hey.
It just...
Yeah, and I agree. I agree with you, Jim. I think the guy did fall down, and Trent just happened to be there. And of course, and not only that, it wasn't thrown by a ref that was close to the play. It was a ref who was 40 yards behind the play who threw the flag.
Well, it's just, again, when you look at the penalties at the end of this game, it's going to be about a 10-1 going against Eaton. But, of course, they're controlling the clock, so you're probably going to...
Still first down, though.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
just one of those situations.
Well, we're just running more of the time off.
Yeah, it's unfortunately.
Yep. Yep. But like I said, though, Tim, I mean, I remember going to my homecoming dance after we got stomped, and it was something like by 40-something points, and all I wanted to do was just sit there. Heck with dancing or anything else. I just wanted to sit there and pout.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. So this is a good feeling for this group.
First and 10 for the Reds. The ball is at their own 36-yard line. Two tight ends in the game. They give the ball to Eckler over the left guard. He is going to get about 2 to 3 yards. But again, they're just looking to run this clock out.
You bet.
The clock is running. They'll go under 6 minutes without play.
Plays good for about 2 yards.
Ugh.
It'll be second and
We'd like
8
to see
ball
them
in the
keep the
34
ball
yard
just to
line.
keep it running.
Yep.
Instead of, and try to keep the ball from. It looks like they made a wild cut. Here comes
Chad Foose. Yep. And Austin's getting a needed breather.
Right.
Because he's been playing both ways.
He's been out there both ways quite a bit tonight.
Yep.
They go. Eckler is out of the game. Eckler
Yeah.
looks like he's out of the game. Chad Foose is the running back.
Okay.
Now what?
I don't know.
It's just going to be a
Delay game?
I think.
Yep.
5-yard penalty, second down.
So instead of being a
Second
and
and-
about 9, it's going to be,
It'll be second and 13.
Second and about 14.
if they're smart, they just hold off and not run this play right away. They're high school kids, and let's see what happens. Sig comes in motion to the right. Back to throw, back to throw. He's going to take the ball down.
Yep. There's a flag on Chad Foose. He tackled the guy.
He's had flags flash. The crowd's getting a little. Crowd's going to basically just they're turning on this crowd. Anytime you got 3 flags in a row, things get real
Yeah.
ugly. And this game has gotten. I
Yep.
don't know how else to say it. I'd like to say it's nice and warm and balmy out here and everyone's happy, but people want this game to win.
Yes. Yes, they do. Yep.
I tell you,
So.
it's
That one was a little deserved, though, Tim.
I didn't see it. You did, so I'll take your point of view. This is one of those second forever, though. The ball will be placed at the
43-yard line of our side now.
At one time, Eaton had the ball on the 20-yard line of Valley.
It's second and 31.
After the penalty, it'll make it
2 penalties in a row. 15er is going to fly.
32-yard line.
Brittany Abbott is telling his new fullback what he should be doing here. He's in motion. Back to throw. The screen.
And interception. Was it? Oh, almost.
It's one of those situations where the screen was not set up well.
No.
They didn't sell it. You got 2 guys breaking on the quarterback, but the other linebackers, there would be 3 of them, were standing in the hip pocket of Austin Eckler. And Brittany Abbott would have been well advised just to throw that one in the ground.
Yep.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and 31, 4 minutes and 53 seconds. The hard thing about that play, Pat, clock stops.
Draw play. What do you think? Draw play.
I would do something that keeps the ball keep
Yep.
the clock running. That's all I do. I would, the chances of them getting the first down.
Hook and ladder. Let's do a hook and ladder.
I think it was just correct. They run option.
Yeah.
Eckler's got it on the left side. He's got the corner. He has got a first
Down and touchdown.
Austin Eckler
That's got to break the spirit if nothing else does.
for 65 yards.
That's got to just break the spirit if nothing else.
And that will be the Chassa mercy rule, but the clock goes running.
With that touchdown, the mercy rule kicks in with a running clock for the rest of the game.
Big time play by Austin Eckler.
You bet.
We ran option and gave him the corner. He made about 2 people miss, and his speed just took over. Sig snaps it. Eaton's put it down, and Sean
Washoes.
Early puts it through.
It's good.
55-14 lead.
So we got a running clock with
The mercy rule will take place, and the clock will I mentioned it earlier. This game, people are going to open up the newspaper tomorrow and say, oh, Eaton just smoked them.
And it wasn't that the way. It just really wasn't that way.
We had a lot of uncomfortable people.
Yep.
We had cold uncomfortable people who were getting very angry. It was 14-0 at homecoming. And
But even in the second and third and fourth quarters, yes, we've kind of dominated. But again, you know, we've kicked ourselves in the fanny with all the penalties we've had. But at the same time, Valley has turned the ball over 4 times in the second, third, and fourth quarter. That has definitely helped us, and we've scored, I think, on every one of the turnovers.
kicks a line drive this time. They're going to pick it up at about the 10-yard line. They come up the right side. He's going to keep it taken down at that point.
Yep.
2 minutes and 42 seconds. Eaton continues to lead this game 55-14.
Yep, you know, well, we quickly can. Let me tell you about Richter Orthodontics. Richter Orthodontics are located in West Greeley by the Farr Library and the and I can remember it this time, and the ball fields. But again, you know, they've got state-of-the-art equipment. They use state-of-the-art techniques to improve your smile. And you know, and honestly, like you mentioned, a lot of people have kind of less than perfect teeth, and they hold their hands in front of their mouth. There's nothing better than a perfect smile.
And it keeps you from smiling. It's one
You
of the
bet.
basics in life. You want to go through. And they say people that smile and enjoy themselves live a happier, longer life. It just makes sense. And you want everything that life can offer you. And if Richter Orthodontics can help you, and they can help you.
Yes, they can.
Go see Dr. Richter. He has got, I mean, if it's out there, Dr. Richter knows about it. Right? A lot of these kids out here are athletes. He's got protection for, people say, oh, I've got braces. I don't know if I should play athletics. I can just say my daughter had protection. She's played basketball and volleyball all these years, and she's never had a problem.
Yeah.
Richter Orthodontics again. Here comes Valley out tonight. Dr. Richter was up here with a couple of, and to be honest with you, Pat, I learned a lot from the guy. He has just got state-of-the-art equipment, you know, for really, he's been in orthodontist now for 19 years. Good guy.
Yep. So yeah, and you know, to tell you the truth, he's fairly priced. You know, I've because my son has had braces, and you know, we didn't use Dr. Richter, we used somebody else, but at the same time, you know, the prices out there, you can get absolutely taken to the cleaners, and Dr. Richter doesn't do that either.
Play. Eaton will win this game 55-14. The 2013 homecoming, a game that looked like a little bit
scary, very scary.
You had some, you know, some people for about the first 15 minutes, but once the game became 21-14, Pat, I just had the feeling that this game wasn't going to be close, but it wasn't.
No.
There was 21-14 at half. Then we came out in the second half, and they had a few first downs, but they had not even. They had one long run in the second half, and that's all they've had the full game.
Yep.
They've had a couple first downs throwing the ball. That would be the last.
Couple of first downs by penalty.
That would be the last. Eaton wins this game 51-14. They're going to go we'll see you here for a real big game next Friday night against Blacktown.
All right.
For what will probably be the conference championship.
Yep.
Thank you for that. And I thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you back here next week for